Long-lived tornadoes may be slowly diminishing in terms of the tornado intensity as we head later on into Mississippi and then overnight into Alabama. But, Mike, any kind of tornadoes at night are increased threat because of our inability to see them coming. So while the intensity of the storms may weaken just a little bit, that doesn't mean the threat is any less overnight tonight.
Very good point there, Dr. Forbes. Thank you very much. Let's take our viewers to one place that's getting hit by the storms right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings in Shreveport, Louisiana. Meteorologist Tevin Wooten is there this evening. Tevin, describe the conditions you've had here.
Mike, well, we are very slowly starting to close that window now, or very quickly, rather, starting to close that window on those severe thunderstorm chances here in the Shreveport area. But we still do have that one lone severe thunderstorm warning out there for us for the next 10 minutes or so, likely going to be expired here in northwestern Louisiana and across the state line into Arkansas as well. However, there is still plenty of more activity to go in terms of the severe weather for the state of Louisiana, for portions of southeastern Arkansas and Mississippi, especially, where we're starting to see breaks in the cloud coverage. Now, here where we are, if I step outside, the reason I moved inside a bit ago was because we did have that line of thunderstorms come through. There was some lightning involved, so we did not want to be exposed to that lightning. If you're close enough to see it, it's close enough to strike you, so we decided to move on inside. But now that that's starting to clear on out, I can actually step outside. You're sort of seeing some of the residual from the awning of this building come through, or fall through the cracks here. But we're actually starting to get some blue sky off to the south and west here, which is something we haven't seen since yesterday. So now this line of storms is starting to flush on out of the area. Still windy, though, at times, maybe gusts perhaps closer to 15 or 20 miles an hour. Temperatures are in the 60s. We perhaps may warm up a little bit more. We still got a little bit more time to go in the afternoon, so perhaps 63, 64 degrees. We can squeeze that out here over the next couple of hours or so. But areas south of us, that line of storms still maintaining at this moment here that we do have to watch out for in the northern Louisiana area and across the Red River region. We spoke to the mayor of the city earlier today. He's letting people know, though those chances for severe thunderstorms are starting to dwindle, do not let your guard down, especially when it comes to flash flooding. Take a listen.
If at all possible, still avoid driving and especially avoid low-lying areas.
So he said that the residents know some of the areas that are susceptible, the flood-prone areas that are susceptible to flooding, that are near some of the low-lying water crossings as well. Most of the rainfall that we saw earlier, we actually did see some ponding on the roadway. That's starting to clear on out as temperatures are starting to warm up. Skies are starting to dry on up as well here in the Shreveport area. So it looks like for most of the prom, some 2,500 people, Mike, here expected to be in this convention center area later on tonight, right around 7 o'clock. It looks like perhaps they had impeccable timing a couple of weeks ago or months ago when they planned their events here, because I think this is starting to fare fairly well here. I
listen that the timing might be just right for them. Great report. Thank you very much for that, Tevin. Some pretty strong storms there through Louisiana, and we think that some flooding could be an ongoing issue for us, especially in northern Louisiana, but in particular as we head up through Arkansas. So in addition to high winds, hail, or tornadoes, I want you to be very aware of how much water is going to be an issue. So we can see here a place like Little Rock, Shreveport, a possible flooding for us in a place like western Mississippi as well. There's our low spinning right in here, and what we're doing is we're seeing, the low itself getting a little pivot there, and so it's a little bit slower moving storms on the northern side, whereas the southern side, a little bit faster moving storms. So even though we might get some really heavy rain producers down here, we may not get as much rain as we'll get a little bit farther north. So we'll get right down into this. Numerous flood warnings in effect here, but I want to take it to Little Rock, where it has been rain, and nothing but rain, and there is more to go. Heaviest rain is now east of Little Rock and up toward maybe Searcy here, Pine Bluff to Searcy. But then notice our forecast here. More showers develop here through the next couple of hours. The heaviest of stuff, the back line, might be right there, right through town around 7 o'clock this evening. Then we'll get a break, and wouldn't rule out a few scattered showers after that during the overnight hours. Here we are 4 o'clock, and you can see a few scattered storms here and there at 4 o'clock in the morning while you sleep. Once we get that out of there, things are much improved for us tomorrow. Much drier day, a much calmer day, a little bit cooler day for us as well. But hopefully we can put a lid on the flooding, but really want you to be aware of what's coming your way. All right, Jackson, Mississippi, we're not out of the woods when it comes to tornadoes. We've got a high chance of a tornado within 50 miles of Jackson, Mississippi with a torque on of 7. 70% chance that we see tornadoes. Damaging winds and large hail are possible, and the time is going to be now through the evening. Here's Jackson, and look at our timing. 7 o'clock tonight, there are the storms right on top of us, and there may be 2 lines that come through. Could be another line a few hours after that, so don't want to let your guard down after that first line, because the second one could do maybe just as much damage as the first one. Let's get you right into Mississippi this evening and take a closer look at Greenville, Mississippi. Rain coming down for us now, stormy at times, and could get severe. Our Kelly O'Hara is there. Kelly, update us on what you have.
Hey, Mike, yeah, we are hunkered down and we are waiting for this storm to start rolling in. That is the Mississippi River over there, and you can see the clouds are a little bit darker there on the horizon. We are hearing some thunder. We are seeing some lightning. That's just happening within the last 30 seconds or so. The rain has been coming down. The big concern for a lot of folks around here is what are they going to do if a tornado hits? As you said, we have a 70% chance. South of us right now, they're in a tornado warning. We're in a tornado watch. Well, if you do, you need to go to a low-lying area of your home, your basement, maybe some area that is protected by a lot of walls. This area in Washington County where we're at right now, they don't have a shelter. So the emergency management director says people need to find somewhere safe to go if a storm hits, and that is a big concern here, along with flooding. As you can see, that we're in a low-lying area in the Mississippi Delta. A lot of creeks, a lot of streams, and these things fill up very, very quickly because you can see they're next to roads right here as well. Big concern, obviously, these high winds as well. Just take a look. This is one of the main roads right here, and it's just wide and open, and all there is trees. So if a storm hits and you're out riding around, you're not going to have a lot of places to go. Being in your safe, being in an area like a basement again, in a high school, in an area that is protected, that is where you want to be, and that's going to be the safest. You can see the clouds, they are moving. An area of concern for us is that the clouds have been moving one way and the storm is blowing in another way. So for the next couple of hours, this is going to be a real crucial area, a real critical area of what is going to happen here in western Mississippi. We're going to be hunkered down all night and bringing the very latest, of course, as it develops. Guys.
All right, Kelly O'Hara for us in Greenville. Let's keep it in Mississippi. Hand it over to our Dr. Greg Forbes. Dr. Forbes, new tornado warning there, an observed tornado.
Yeah, it's a large and particularly dangerous type of tornado coming out of Louisiana toward Vicksburg, Mississippi. We're talking about Madison and Tensa parishes in Louisiana, and then heading into Warren County, Mississippi. That would be up towards the Vicksburg area. Big embedded rotation here, so this you may not see it coming from all directions, but there is a tornado embedded within that has been spotted right near the New Light area at the moment, coming up toward Afton, then Vicksburg at about 451 as it goes northeast at about 50 miles per hour, then toward the Bovina area. It has a tremendous circulation on that. The green's eastbound, the yellow's westbound, so that's the tornado vortex signature. And wanted to take a look here. At the moment, does not seem as if there's debris being tossed up. Our tornado debris signature, it doesn't seem like the debris is being tossed up yet to the altitude of the radar, but there has been a tornado observed by this moving near the New Light area off toward the north and east. So one of very fast evolving situation that we're going to be seeing this afternoon, this evening, Mike, across these areas. So not only are the storms moving very fast, but things can evolve very, very quickly.
Indeed they can, and it means that everyone needs to be ready to go as quickly as you can to your safe place if a warning is issued for your location. Dr. Forbes showing us there how quickly and how intense some of these tornadoes could develop. All right, we take you to Atlanta. We take you to Charleston, West Virginia. Both locations, well, you probably felt in a place like Atlanta today, got warm, right? Got humid today. It felt like something was about to happen. Well, it will. Maybe not today, but we're setting the atmosphere up for tomorrow, and same for you in West Virginia. So we're going to fast forward to tomorrow and update you on what that outlook will hold. Look at this large area, and it won't be just the south. Look how far north the severe weather threat runs. All the way up into Ohio and Pennsylvania. We could see some tornadoes there in southern Ohio, so one should be aware of that as well, north of the Ohio River. But Atlanta to Columbus, potentially, some really strong storms that could produce tornadoes. There's our moisture off the Atlantic as well as the Gulf of Mexico. So we're tapping into some really deep moisture here, and so these things will be loaded with rain. Strong low-level jet coming in as well. That'll come in this direction. Remember, our low-level winds at the surface are coming in this direction, so there could be a little bit of wind shear with these storms, which may sustain them somewhat here, or have them spinning, becoming supercell tornadoes here. Mid-level winds are going to enhance that wind threat for us as well, especially, we think, along and ahead of that cold front there. So there's a look at the future radar. We're going to start this at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, storms are between Birmingham and Atlanta, hitting us in Montgomery, hitting us in Pensacola, and look at what they're doing up here around Ohio. Plenty of storms for you here, not to mention portions of Kentucky and East Tennessee as well. Here we are now, 11 o'clock, so near lunchtime, Chattanooga, Atlanta, Knoxville, we're getting hit particularly hard. Storms really raking us here across the panhandle of Florida as well. And then we even have some cold, maybe heavy rain back across portions of Illinois, but some of that may actually even be some snow up around Chicago. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But notice these storms then, by the afternoon, lining out in a couple different places here, including around Charleston, including near Pittsburgh, and then down through maybe Charlotte, Columbia, South Carolina, Valdosta, and near Tallahassee as well. So a lot of different locations as that storm line pushes east could be hit. Then we go late in the night. Now we're talking midnight tomorrow night. Storms once again hitting us in Raleigh, getting very close to D.C., Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. These are all spots where maybe after you go to bed, storms are rumbling. Not to mention tomorrow's the final round of the Masters. So far we've gotten off pretty well. You know, yesterday we had about a 1 hour rain delay there in the suspension of play, but tomorrow for the final round really could get tough, especially for the leaders as they tee off late in the day. 2, 4, 6 o'clock. Really solid chance for thunderstorms here, and I almost guarantee you a suspension of play. Well, when we come back, severe weather coverage continues for us here. The tornado threat doesn't end today. Looking at a chance for another round of storms tomorrow. We're going to highlight that and the chances for another round next week. That's all straight ahead here on the Weather Channel's special coverage.
Water bottle?
Check.
Sign?
Check.
Victory snacks?
Check.
Frito-Lay variety packs, packed with possibilities.
Alexa, order Frito-Lay variety pack.
Okay.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app, I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount.
Easy, easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
All right, I brought in Ensure Max Protein to give you the protein you need with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Ensure Max Protein in 2 great flavors.
Bear presents Tough as Walls.
That's some great paint.
That's some great paint.
That's some great paint. Bear Ultra, a top-rated interior and exterior paint. Paint, prime, protect, all in one. Now that's some great paint. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
I can't read a thing off of here.
All right, have we decided?
We actually forgot our readers.
Here you go.
As your eyes get older, the adjustments you make can be frustrating. Ask your eye doctor about Dailies Total One multifocal contact lenses. They let you see clearly near and far with a contact lens that feels like nothing. Learn more and get a free 5-day trial at seenearandfar.com.
Ameriprise wants to know what's important to you.
Saving for Ava's college.
Being able to retire on our terms.
Taking care of Dad.
Why Ameriprise Financial?
My advisor cares about my personal goals.
He gives us comprehensive advice.
I feel prepared for what's expected in life and even what's not.
She helps us feel confident.
We know our financial future is secure.
With the right financial advice, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
I finally got my dad to simplify. He even got the new Jitterbug Smart 2 from Great Call, their simplest smartphone ever.
How much for this?
I couldn't part with that.
And with 5-star urgent response on the keypad, he can always get help.
One touch immediately connects him to highly trained 5-star agents who will get him help in any emergency, big or small.
Hey, Dad. How's it going?
Great. People love my stuff. No.
Service starts as low as $17.48 a month at Best Buy or Rite Aid.
Hey, look. They got one of those purple mattresses. I've heard about these. It's supposed to sleep cool, and it's specially designed to cradle your pressure points.
Huh? Freeze!
Join Liana Brackett.
And here we go.
Paul Goodlow.
If you like that, I got more on the way.
And Dr. Greg Postel. Weekend mornings starting at 9 on Weekend Recharge.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy, low 37. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, a few clouds, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back, everyone, as we follow breaking weather for you right now. Active severe storms, including tornado potential here in Mississippi.
Yeah, a tornado has been reported, at least an unconfirmed tornado near Hopewell Landing in Louisiana heading toward the Mississippi area. We have additional possibilities of tornadoes. One watch, meaning conditions favorable for tornadoes. Texas, Louisiana until 7 o'clock. Louisiana, Mississippi until 9 o'clock, as well as gusts to 75 mile per hour and hail up to tennis ball size, a possibility with that. Right now, one tornado warning in the eastern of 2 lines of severe thunderstorms that are marching across the region. Let's start with that tornado-warned storm. Here you see Vicksburg, Mississippi. So the storm is in Louisiana, heading toward Vicksburg, Mississippi. We're talking about Madison and Tensa parishes, and then Warren County in Mississippi as this storm moved northeast at about 45 miles per hour. I'll have to keep adjusting 50 miles per hour. I'll have to keep adjusting these. There is the updated track and some of the timing there you see in the white box that shows up. So it's close to the Balmoral area, heading toward Vicksburg, say at about 4:57, across by way of King and near the Delta areas and up toward the Rawhide area. Taking a look at the velocity, very strong rotation showing up on this. Greens and blues eastbound, reds and yellows westbound. So there's the tornado vortex signature right there, northwest side of Newellton, heading toward Highway 65 and then on its way up toward the Mississippi River in Vicksburg. I'm going to clear this off and leave this circle there and then see if we have any debris signatures showing up. I'm not seeing any debris tossed up to the altitude of the radar, but we have had an unconfirmed report of a tornado near the Hopewell Landing area moving off toward the northeast. So a dangerous storm. Could be a tornado in progress with that storm. Then farther north of that, up into southeast Arkansas, heading toward Greenville, Mississippi, West Carroll Parish, Ashley, and Chico counties in Arkansas. These are lines of thunderstorms, very strong low-level jets, so sometimes the thunderstorms will push the damaging winds to the ground, and we could get damaging wind gusts. This storm, with some of these little small bows embedded in that, had a tornado warning earlier. It's now severe warning for East Carroll and West Carroll parishes, Chico, Issaquena, and Washington counties as it goes northeast very rapidly. There's our tornado warned storm once again, and then down to the south of that, heading over toward Port Gibson by way of the waterproof area of Louisiana, we have severe thunderstorm warning. Then to the western line, it has cleared the Shreveport area. You're probably done with a severe threat for the night now, Shreveport, but Tish Parish, still, sorry, yeah, that's Natchitoches Parish, Red River and Sabine parishes with severe thunderstorm warnings. You see these embedded little mini bows within the bigger bows, so that it's these tiniest little backward seas that typically have the strongest winds within them, and you see that coming right up toward Natchitoches at the moment with the severe thunderstorm within that. We've had the surface low push or either an outflow boundary or nudge the cold front south and east of the Houston area. There, I think, probably is the cold front. So not out of the question we'll have another thunderstorm yet for Houston, but probably the severe threat has diminished. Here in the temperatures, you see the winds generally shifting around to northwest across south parts of Texas, but there's still the southerly flow, and I think you can see by the temperature contrast the warm front that runs across northern Louisiana. So it's in that warm, unstable air south of the warm front and right up to the warm front where we're getting the severe thunderstorms, and especially right on the warm front with the shifting winds, the tornado threat. Future radar shows that by 6 Central Time, most of the severe thunderstorms are in Louisiana, but that leading line is pushing into across western Mississippi. All of these will have damaging winds, hail, and the chance of tornadoes. By 11 o'clock, mostly that's in Mississippi, but beginning to push into western Alabama. And then as we head toward the wee hours of the morning, mostly that has pushed its way into Alabama. So, Mike, a dangerous evening is still ahead of us with multiple rounds of thunderstorms coming through and putting down probably also in some places very heavy amounts of rain as well.
Yeah, we need to watch for the flooding, no question about that. Dr. Forbes, thank you. Already causing us some issues on the roads in North Carolina. This is a separate system, and we had storms yesterday. We had storms again today. This is in Burlington. A lot of road ponding here. Be careful. You might encounter some hydroplaning here. Perfect time to slow down or turn around, don't drown. If there's high water, you may not know, how much is there, if the road even exists underneath some of that water. So be just extra vigilant. Okay, that's all we're asking you to do. Just be very mindful of the weather. All right, Carolina, let's take you there and show you what's going on. We got a flash flood watch. It includes a lot of different areas. Greensboro, High Point, Raleigh, Durham, Rocky Mount. These are all places where yesterday you had a really significant storms. And guess what? You're getting them again today. Alamance, Durham, Orange counties are all under flood warnings right now. That does include Chapel Hill as well as Durham. Here's a 24-hour rainfall. Look at some of these areas in here. 3 to 5 inches of rain. We had a really intense line of storms that came through yesterday. Didn't move all that fast and produced a huge amount of rain. Look where the storms are right now, especially in eastern North Carolina and out here toward the Outer Banks. Morehead City to Hatteras, up toward the Outer Banks, Nags Head, and then up your way towards, say, Norfolk and Virginia Beach. We've got some pretty good storms right now producing some pretty heavy rain. So, again, watch for some low-lying areas that'll fill up with water, and that could cause some issues on the roads. Here's the forecast for the remainder of the evening. Once the sun sets, the air will stabilize a little bit. We won't get nearly the coverage, but as we go into Sunday, we're going to get a pretty good force of air in this direction. Fronts back to the west. It's going to push its way east, and guess what? Some pretty good storms come in later in the day. There's a look at our forecast tomorrow. Likely severe weather, especially in the area highlighted in dark red, but all of these areas could get storms and even a chance for some flooding. All right, stick around. We've got a lot of storms sweeping here across the south. Live with you through the evening. Coverage you can only get right here on the Weather Channel. We come back as Dr. Forbes analyzes severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings, and we get back to our crews in the field covering it for us in Louisiana and Mississippi.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Great tasting Ensure with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. Ensure for strength and energy.
Date night at DQ with their amazing new chicken and waffles basket.
Chicken strips.
Belgian waffles.
Savory.
Sweet.
My lady.
My man.
Your daughter.
I love our daughter.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
This is Dyson's latest vacuum. Its V11 motor delivers more suction power than most corded vacuums. A battery-saving trigger preserves battery life. A high-torque motor directly drives the brush bar. Carbon fiber filaments remove fine dust, and stiff nylon bristles dig deep into carpet.
It's got twice the suction of any other cord-free vacuum.
It makes deep cleaning so easy.
Parents have a way of imagining the worst, especially when your easily distracted teenager has the car. At Subaru, we're taking on distracted driving with sensors that alert you when your eyes are off the road. the all-new Subaru Forester. The safest Forester ever.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
Nothing says spring like fresh flowers, so let's promote our spring travel deal on choicehotels.com like this. Earn 1 free night when you stay just twice this spring.
Allergies.
Or, bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Makeup mode.
Done. Ooh. Remind me to update my profile pic. Okay.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door, beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
Belto, a global leader in hearing care, is introducing a new rechargeable hearing technology. To find out if you're a candidate, schedule an appointment to have your hearing evaluated. If you qualify, you will be asked to try the remarkable new Beltone Amaze. This small device delivers unparalleled sound quality. It is virtually invisible and comfortable. Call 1-800-BELTONE now to hear sounds, words, and conversation more clearly. And stream music and phone calls directly to your hearing aids from your favorite electronic devices. Call 1-800-BELTONE today.
Oh, Eric! I didn't know you were with the UPS store.
Yeah, we printed that sign.
I thought you just did shipping.
Oh, no. We do printing, packing, notarizing, faxing, shredding, mailboxing, taping, laminating, consulting, trading, designing, returning, and, of course, shipping.
I can't feel my legs. I should really get him home.
From printing to packing to mailboxing, go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And, of course, shipping.
Water bottle?
Check.
Sign?
Check.
Victory snacks?
Check.
Frito-Lay variety packs, packed with possibilities.
Alexa, order Frito-Lay variety pack.
Okay.
Let's take a live look at Natchez, Louisiana right now. You can see that we have plenty of rain coming down for us right now. We urge you to be very, very careful if you're driving this evening. A lot of rain could mean some high water on some roadways, not to mention really low visibility, which is really going to hamper your ability to get from point A to point B effectively. What we'd recommend, keep a close eye on the radar, and if you have the ability to wait till some of these storms pass, do that, and then be very careful on what the roads may be afterwards. We, of course, are tracking it all for you right here on the Weather Channel. Thanks for sticking with us here for our extended coverage. I'm Mike Best. We have Dr. Greg Forbes with us as well, going to update you on all the warnings that we have right now, but obviously a very dangerous weekend ahead for much of the South. There are tornado watches right now across East Texas, Louisiana, portions of Arkansas, and Mississippi. These watches go through the evening. The easternmost watch that goes through Jackson goes a little bit later till 9 o'clock this evening. Look at all the storms out there. A lot of flooding, numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, a tornado warning as well, and one that Dr. Forbes has been keeping a very close eye on because it has touched down. We can't confirm whether it's done any damage or not. Haven't seen anything on as a debris signature either.
Well, yeah, that has changed. New info coming in. There have been spotters seeing the tornado near the Knowlton-Gilbert area, just west of the Mississippi River in Louisiana, and they have reported some power lines down and some sheet metal. So a damaging tornado in progress, and it's heading toward Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's part of a watch area for the possibility of additional tornadoes across parts of East Texas, but mainly now Louisiana and Mississippi as late as 9 o'clock, along with 75-mile-per-hour gusts here and there, and the possibility of 2 to maybe 2.5-inch tennis ball size hail. Here's the tornado warning. So getting very close to the Mississippi River there near the Louisiana-Mississippi border. There's a second round of severe thunderstorms behind that, and that is probably going to be the case through the evening. We'll start with a tornado warned storm. It's up in eastern Louisiana near the Mississippi River, Madison and Tensas parishes, and Warren County. That's over into Mississippi. The storm is going northeast at about 50 miles per hour with a tornado that has been reported with that. It's close to the, or getting very close to the Delta area, then up toward Vicksburg at about 452, Bovina, the Lynchburg areas as it continues along. Now here's the velocity showing up. The greens and blues are eastbound, the reds and yellows are westbound. So just crossing Highway 65 now north of Newellton and near the Gilbert area. That's the tornado vortex signature, and that is where the tornado will be. It will be running up toward the Vicksburg area. Before it gets there, it'll be crossing the I-20 area, the Highway 602 area, south and west of Vicksburg. So a dangerous storm. Tornado has been sighted. Some debris has been reported with this storm. So be very careful out there today. And you may not be able to see this tornado coming for very long distances. It's rolling terrain, and there's a lot of rain with these storms. Now, north of that, damaging winds, a possibility coming right into Greenville, Mississippi, Bolivar, Chico, and Washington counties coming out of Arkansas into Mississippi with that possible damaging winds. Then down into the Lake Providence area, you can see here this backward sea. Usually that's surging forward in that crest of the sea like a bow and arrow. That's because of the damaging winds pushing the storms forward. So East Carroll Parish, Ishakina, Sharkey and Washington counties with severe thunderstorm warnings. Then, and there's south of the tornado part of the circulation, one of these bow echoes also blasting across toward Warren County, Mississippi. Then south of that, waterproof the Port Gibson areas with damaging winds as well. And then over into the western line, southeast of Shreveport into Natchitoches, Louisiana, Winfield area, Bienville, Natchitoches, Red River parishes with severe thunderstorm. That will head over toward the Colfax area and then near the and northwest of Alexandria, Louisiana. The worst of the storms, for at least for the moment, and probably for the evening, have passed south and east now of the Houston area. Earlier, Mike, we did have some severe thunderstorm warnings in that area.
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you very much. A lot going on for us right now, and plenty of storms that will be happening for us, including storms that will happen across all of the South. So I want to give you an update on what's happening for us right now across the South, because for many of you, it could include a very intense rain threat, could include some tornadoes as well. Let's get to Tevin Wooten. He is for us tonight in Shreveport, Louisiana. Tevin, looks like the strongest of the storms pushing east of you, but that doesn't mean that Louisiana as a whole is out of the woods just yet.
Absolutely, Mike. The entire state, not quite clear just yet. Some portions of the western side of the state, Shreveport, for example, north and west, you're starting to become a bit more clear. However, you still do have overcast skies, but I think we might be able to squeeze out perhaps a lingering shower or two. But the severe threat, that window is starting to close very quickly here on the west side, but still on the east side and central part of the state. A long way to go, a long night to go for a lot of people. Have a way to get those warnings beyond your cell phone. Perhaps have a NOAA weather radio handy should you need it, and have that severe weather plan in place should you need it too. We'll be right back.
All money managers might seem the same, but some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management.
Here's another cleaning tip from Mr. Clean. Cleaning tough bathroom and kitchen messes with sprays and wipes can be a struggle. There's an easier way. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Just wet, squeeze, and erase tough messes like bathtub soap scum and caked on grease from oven doors. Now Mr. Clean Magic Eraser comes in disposable sheets. They're perfect for icky messes on stovetops, in microwaves, and all over the house. For an amazing clean, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. And now, new Mr. Clean Magic Eraser sheets.
Jardiance asks, when it comes to type 2 diabetes, are you thinking about your heart?
Well, I'm managing my A1C, so I should be all set.
Actually, you're still at risk for a fatal heart attack or stroke. That's where Jardiance comes in. It reduces the risk of dying from a cardiovascular event for adults who have type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. That's why the American Diabetes Association recommends the active ingredient in Jardiance.
And it lowers A1C.
With diet and exercise.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
So, what do you think?
Now I feel I can do more to go beyond lowering A1C.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance today.
We all dream about our next vacation. But some of us turn those dreams into action. The bookers, the doers, they hit that confirmation button and let's goers. Because bookers know that the perfect place to stay is right there for the booking. Be a booker at Booking.com, the world's #1 choice for booking accommodations.
Straight from the world's best plant scientists comes Miracle-Gro Performance Organics. It's Miracle-Gro's next big thing. Organic plant food and soil that finally work. And work. And work. And yes, we did say organic for twice the bounty, guaranteed. Miracle-Gro Performance Organics. Organics finally grow up, and up, and up.
Thank you for tuning in to the Weather Channel, where we are under a severe storm watch all over this pocket of the Deep South. Tornado watches and warnings popping up all around us. I'm Kelly O'Hara. Thanks again for tuning in. We are live here in Greenville, Mississippi, where I don't know if you can hear it, but thunder. I'm going to be very quiet now. Thunder is rolling in flashes of lightning as well. We are awaiting storms to roll in here upon us. We are on the Mississippi Delta. We are in the western part of the state, and there are warnings south of us. Tornadoes have touched down over in Louisiana and Texas, and that storm system is moving into us as we speak in the next couple of hours. We're going to be here live all night long, letting you know what you need to know to make sure you, your family, your pets, your home, everyone stays safe as this storm comes upon us. And as you can see right now in Greenville, Mississippi, the rain is coming in along the thunder and lightning, and well, soon we'll have the winds as well. Mike?
And we'll make sure that Kelly has a good, safe place to go, folks. We see the lightning there on the radar, and you can actually hear the thunder there nearby. Sometimes, Dr. Forbes, a big, significant lightning jump can be an indication that a tornado may be forming. Yeah, it certainly can. And for Kelly's area, these storms moving toward her at 50 miles per hour with a severe thunderstorm warning on that. And just south of there, a tornado warning near Mound, Louisiana, heading toward the Vicksburg, Mississippi area. 2 rounds of severe thunderstorms. Occasionally embedded tornadoes within these lines coming. One of them is right near the Mississippi River at the moment. This is in warm air just south of that red warm front and out ahead of that surface low that is giving very strong low-level winds, so that we could even have some 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts along with that tornado threat. I think you can see here the spin in this storm with the south end of that line sort of surging forward as a hook echo here. Madison and Tensa parishes and Warren County, Mississippi, including Vicksburg, with a tornado warning at the moment. There have been sightings of tornadoes. There has been some damage, and near Mound, Louisiana at the moment is the report of the tornado. There is Mound. It's coming just south of Mound, coming up toward I-20 in the Vicksburg area. Vicksburg about 454, Bovina, Lynchburg, Nevada, as it comes over into Mississippi at the approximate time shown there. Very well-defined tornado vortex signature. That's based upon the velocities. Look at all that inflow spiraling around the storm, and then the green where I said the hook echo was surging forward. So the tornado signature there just to the south of Mound, working its way up toward I-20 and then toward the Vicksburg area. So very dangerous storm. One other thing we see here, you see all that green surging forward, matching where the inflow is coming in. So that is a gust front. That's where some of the damaging winds will be coming into the areas a little bit farther south of the Vicksburg area. Now up where Kelly is, Greenville, severe thunderstorm warning for Boulevard, Chico, and Washington counties across Arkansas into Mississippi.
including her area right now. A lavender core in there. Could even be some hail with some of these storms, and that goes down into the Lake Providence areas just east of Lake Providence. There's our tornado warning just south then of that storm near the waterproof Port Gibson area. Franklin, Madison, and Tensile parishes have that threat for severe thunderstorm winds, and can never totally rule out a rotation developing in that with a tornado developing. That's the south end of the line. Sometimes those spin up pretty quickly in that most unstable warm air unobstructed to the south. The second line of storms has gone through the Shreveport area. It's down into the Natchitoches, Winfield area of Louisiana, Bienville, Natchitoches, and Red River parishes. The threat there for hail and especially damaging winds, and that will be heading over into the areas north and west of Alexandria, Louisiana, maybe building a tail down into those areas. The Houston area has had storms come through. Severe thunderstorm watches for Louisiana, a little bit of Texas near the Beaumont area goes until 7 o'clock, goes until 9 o'clock for the areas of northeast Louisiana and Mississippi. 2.5 inch hail and 75 mile per hour gusts are in the cards as well. And here's a future radar for showing our two lines by 7 o'clock running across Louisiana and Mississippi. And then as we head into Mississippi, this would be by 11 Central Time. Most of the storms are in Mississippi. And then as we head into the wee hours of the morning, most of the storms are into the Alabama area. But unfortunately, Mike, the storms look as if they'll be severe and maybe tornadic going through the overnight period.
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you very much for that update. We want to keep everyone informed about what could happen for us then tomorrow, because we think severe weather returns tomorrow across the southeast, just different states this time. But may go as far north as Ohio and Pennsylvania, so don't want to let your guard down in places like Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Charleston. And then the most likely area for severe storms will probably be from, say, Columbus down toward Atlanta, but we even think down toward the Panhandle of Florida, some very significant weather comes your way. Moisture abundant coming in from the Gulf of Mexico as well as the Atlantic ahead of that cold front. Strong low-level jet here, so the areas that are dark blue may get some extra jet energy, and where that may overlap with some mid-level winds, you could see some very intense storms. Right now, that looks to be a place, say, like North Georgia, so I want to give you the heads up on those strong storms that come in around 11 o'clock. There's a look at where the line is. Very intense line there, and that line may produce some very intense winds, potentially even some tornadoes, and then racing through the afternoon. May start to break up somewhat as it comes through, say, Pennsylvania and the Carolinas. Needless to say, though, pay very close attention to the weather tomorrow. Stick with us. We'll be right back with an update on the current storms happening across the South.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with a Noro.
COPD tries to say, go this way. I say I'll go my own way with a Noro.
Once Daily Anoro contains two medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
See if you're eligible to pay no more than $10 a month.
Dun, dun, dun.
Correct age-related volume loss in cheeks with Juvederm Voluma XC. Tell your doctor if you have a history of scarring or are taking medicines that decrease the body's immune response or that can prolong bleeding. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. As with all fillers, there is a rare risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Juvederm it.
Let's go!
If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount. Easy, easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
Bear presents Tough as Walls.
That's some great paint. That's some great paint.
Bear Ultra, a top-rated interior and exterior paint. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
With worsening weather patterns, an aging vulnerable power grid, and the growing risk of cyber terrorism, power outages are a part of life now. That can be stressful because we depend on power more than ever. When the power goes out, we lose everything. We can't even charge our smartphones. Now more than ever, you need a Generac automatic home standby generator. With Generac, power stays on in your house, even if you're not at home. Generac's automatic home standby generators start at just $19.99. Special financing is available with affordable monthly payments. Plus, with the Generac mobile link, you can check on your generator anytime. Call or go online to schedule your free in-home assessment. And if you act right now, you'll receive our 7-year extended limited warranty, a $695 value, absolutely free. Control your power and control your life with a Generac.
Stream your news just like everything else you love with Local Now. It's completely free and ready to go when and where you are. Local Now. Find it in your favorite app store.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy, low 37. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, a few clouds, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's take you down to Louisiana, to Mississippi right now and show you what's going on. Roads look okay right now. Storms are going to be rolling in here across Louisiana, Mississippi, eventually Alabama, Tennessee. Don't want to forget you. You're getting hit pretty hard. And same in Arkansas. This is a live look for some of our storm trackers out there this evening. We're going to keep a very close eye on all of these storms. We've had some very active storms with tornado warnings this evening. Let's hand it over to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, for the latest.
Thanks, Mike. And we've had a report of broken power poles, some debris, some lines down on a storm now that's coming from the Mound, Louisiana area toward probably just slightly west of Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's this particular storm right here. The western line, we've had 2 lines of storms. The western line at the moment has flash flood warnings on it, but no severe or tornado warnings. And south of this red warm front, temperatures are in the upper 70s and 80s. That's where the unstable air is. But look at all the flash flood warnings up in Arkansas, where some of that warm air has been pushed over top of and raining longer over some of that cooler air. We'll focus here on the tornado warning storm. The newest tornado warning now is for Mississippi, Issaquena, Warren, and Yazoo counties. That includes Vicksburg, Mississippi. We'll pause this and show that right about in here is where the circulation seems to have the biggest tornado threat. And I'll update the time swath on this so that it's coming close to the Vicksburg area right about now, probably just slightly west and north of the Vicksburg area, and then pushing off toward the north. So there's 2 circulations actually showing up here. One very close to Mound, and then the gust front of rain-cooled air is surging right in here, and then perhaps another circulation there. So seems like at this point now, probably the most organized tornado threat will be going just a couple of miles west of downtown Vicksburg. But you can never totally rule out a brief tornado circulation forming on the gust front that I've been talking about either. So Vicksburg, you seem to be quite in line for a long-lived intense tornado, but you could get a brief tornado. North of you, this line of thunderstorms up into the Greenville, Mississippi area has a severe thunderstorm warning coming out of Arkansas into Mississippi across the Mississippi River. Bolivar, Chico, and Washington counties with severe thunderstorm warnings. And south of that, look at the backward C here, bow echo. Often those mean they're surging forward in that bow and arrow kind of configuration because of damaging winds coming down the middle. Maybe even Lavender Core, some hail there. Issaquah, Sharkey, and Washington counties with that threat for hail and damaging winds. And continue to monitor this area south and west of Vicksburg. Now has a flash flood warning because I think you can see how the storms are training along the same path across Franklin, Madison, Tensas parishes and Claiborne and Warren County. So increasing flash flood threat across these areas as well as areas south and east of Shreveport where the heaviest rain has ended, but there had been quite a bit of that. So flash flood warnings for Bienville, Claiborne, and Webster parishes. No severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment, but a line of strong storms between Natchitoches and Alexandria. We'll continue to monitor that, see if any of those flare up again. Tornado watches do continue across those areas down to the Beaumont, Texas area until 7 o'clock, and then northeast Louisiana, west and central parts of Mississippi until 9 o'clock for that threat for large hail, maybe 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts and tornadoes. Our future radar shows continuation of these two lines by 7 central. The western line gets into the Alexandria and Monroe area. The eastern line getting toward the Jackson, Mississippi area. By 11 o'clock or so, both those lines are in Mississippi. And then as we go later on tonight, the storms by wee hours of the morning get out of Mississippi, but spend those wee hours of the morning rolling across Alabama. And Mike, I'm concerned that overnight tornadoes in some of those areas could become a real problem. You can't see them coming. Have ways, folks, to get the warnings overnight tonight.
Those nighttime tornadoes always dangerous. If you take a look at that radar, storms there along the Alabama-Georgia line early in the morning. Could they get into Augusta? They may. And so at the Masters, they're actually moving up the tee times tomorrow. They're going to do groupings of 3 instead of 2. First tee off is going to be at 7:30, and then the final pairing, final grouping going off at 9:20 in the morning. They're going to tee off at the first tee as well as the 10th tee, so they'll do simultaneous play. Round takes about 3 hours roughly, so if they could get the tournament wrapped up by 12:30 and the storms come in roughly 2 o'clock, could we actually get this in before they'd have to suspend play potentially? They haven't had to finish on Monday at the Masters since 1983. So with the good chance of storms coming in later in the afternoon, they'd normally get the last pairing off at 2 o'clock. I think this is a wise move to move it up here. So good call here with a very intense line of storms that comes through there. All right, let's take a live look right now in Houston, Texas. The storms have gone by for us. Thank goodness. Boy, look at it. It's nice right now. Really looking solid. Now, later tonight, we might actually get a chance for some storms with a tail end of a front sort of dragging back through coastal Texas. Looking at another round of severe weather that may come in middle of next week or so. There's the low for it. That'll be riding that jet early next week. And then watch this thing dive down across the south here. A lot of energy on the front side here. Of course, we're going to pull in moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. As you know, perfect recipe for severe storms with that front lining up right over the Red River Valley. All the active weather will be along and ahead of that front. This is Wednesday's forecast. Severe storms return now. Baton Rouge, Houston, Little Rock on your way up toward Des Moines. Be ready for that. For a severe storm threat next week. We're back after this.
This is Dyson's latest vacuum. Its V11 motor delivers more suction power than most corded vacuums. A battery-saving trigger preserves battery life. A high-torque motor directly drives the brush bar. Carbon fiber filaments remove fine dust, and stiff nylon bristles dig deep into carpet.
It's got twice the suction of any other cord-free vacuum.
It makes deep cleaning so easy.
Last year's ad campaign was a success for ChoiceHotels.com.
Bada book, bada boom.
This year, we're taking it up a notch.
So in this commercial, we see two travelers at a comfort inn with a glow around them. So people watching will be like, wow, maybe I'll glow too if I book direct at ChoiceHotels.com. Who glows? Just say bada book, bada boom.
Nobody glows.
He gets it.
Always the lowest price, guaranteed. Book now at ChoiceHotels.com.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door, beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
What should we do with it first?
Road trip.
Yes. Off-road trip.
How hot is the Diablo chili?
Well, you gotta sign a waiver. You folks need bear repellent? Nah, we're good.
Yes.
It's a big world. Our new Forester just made it even bigger. So, what should we do second?
The 2019 Subaru Forester, the most adventurous Forester ever.
So there you are with your depression. And stuff that you just don't want to deal with. Because depression is multiple symptoms. Okay, time for a change. So your doctor tells you about Trintellix, a prescription medicine for depression. And you feel this overall relief. There you go. And Trintellix had no significant impact on weight in clinical trials.
Tell your doctor right away if you have worsening depression, unusual changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Do not take with MAOIs. Tell your doctor about your medications, including migraine, psychiatric, and depression medications, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition. Increased risk of bleeding and bruising may occur, especially if taken with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners. Manic episodes or vision problems may occur in some people, may cause low sodium levels. Common side effects include nausea, constipation, and vomiting.
No kidding, this feels better.
Ask your doctor about changing to Trintellix.
Every day, millions of people looking for healthy skin reach for Cetaphil, recommended by dermatologists. Awarded by Allure, and most of all, loved by skin. Cetaphil, the cleanser sensitive skin loves.
Extensive damage after tornadoes have been reported in Alto, Texas. 2 homes reportedly destroyed there. Danger storms firing up right now across the South. Wind, hail, tornadoes, 20 million people under the threat of severe weather, and it is just the beginning as it looks to be an all weekend long event. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the Weather Channel's extended coverage of severe weather. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, joining us here in just a moment to track the dangerous threat for you. Here's what we know currently with the storms. Already 3 confirmed radar tornadoes. This one in Franklin, Texas. You can see the damage that we've had here. Significant damage to some homes. Trees have been knocked down. Power lines that have been knocked down. Homes and buildings across Texas have been hit. Reports of injuries in the town of Ratcliffe, Texas. We know the threat is pushing its way east through Louisiana, through Mississippi. A slew of warnings right now. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, tracking on the radar. A couple of warnings out there that you're particularly concerned about.
Yeah, a storm coming right through Vicksburg, Mississippi at the moment that has the possibility of tornadoes. It has had sightings of tornadoes when it was coming across Louisiana, west of the Mississippi River, and reports of some damage, power poles, lines down, some sheet metal. That's the storm right here that we're talking about. It's part of the leading line of 2 lines of thunderstorms. All of the warnings at the moment are in that leading line, but in the past we've had warnings in the western line, and that western line goes up, pushes the warm air north of the warm front in red, and so with 2 lines of thunderstorms and additional widespread rain there, we have lots of flash flood warnings in southern Arkansas. We'll focus here on the tornado warning storm right near Vicksburg, Mississippi, Issaquena, Warren, and Yazoo counties in Mississippi with a tornado warning. Previously, as I say, there have been tornadoes sighted with that. There's a bit of a hook comes right there, and so the tornado threat would be near and just northwest of downtown Vicksburg, heading up toward Oak Ridge and the Nevada, Bentonia, Dover areas of Mississippi. Here is the velocity showing up now, and this is certainly the good news for Vicksburg. This green is rain-cooled outflow air. The gust front is pushed here. The tornado vortex signature is just here to the northwest side of Vicksburg, heading up across Highway 61 north of Vicksburg and then off toward the north and east. Additional severe thunderstorms may come into the Vicksburg area, though, as could the flash flood threat from storms training into the area. Here's north of the Vicksburg area in Mississippi now, just to the east of Greenville. Bolivar, Sunflower, and Washington counties with that damaging wind threat. Part of a bow echo that is giving that damaging wind threat there across areas near Anguilla and to the north. Then south of the Vicksburg area, Madison-Tensa Parish's severe thunderstorm warnings, and you see how these storms train like they were on railroad tracks all the way down to Waterproof up to the area near and west of Port Gibson and up into the Vicksburg area. So flash flood warnings are in effect. And that's the case also with a western line of storms back around Monroe and Winfield, Louisiana. A number of parishes, including Lincoln, Washita, and Union parishes with flash flood warnings. And that line of thunderstorms continues from Winfield down toward east of DeRidder and west of Alexandria. So we'll continue to see if we get additional severe thunderstorm warnings out of that. We could also get flash flood warnings for that area as well. We could get additional tornadoes. We have tornado watches, meaning conditions favorable for tornadoes. The warnings mean they've been sighted, they're imminent. Watches mean they could develop across Mississippi, Louisiana. That goes until 9 o'clock. Parts of Louisiana, Texas, back toward Beaumont until 7 o'clock. And also 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts here and there, and maybe hail as big as tennis ball size in a few spots. Tapping south of that warm front, temperatures there, Lake Charles 78. The cold front seems to be sweeping its way now into the Houston area. The threat for Texas is diminishing, but north of that warm front, and that will push later on tonight all the way up into the Birmingham, maybe Huntsville area with severe threat tapping into those warm temperatures. Here's our future radar forecast, in fact, showing these two lines, the western line by 7 o'clock, Monroe to Alexandria, the eastern line coming up into Oxford and the Jackson area, and the pair of those sort of congeal over by midnight over Mississippi. That's where the main severe threat is, but then get out of Mississippi in the wee hours, mainly coming across Alabama and working their way perhaps even into the western part of the Florida Panhandle. So dangerous severe storms likely to continue overnight, along with heavy rains and dangerous lightning, and could be still a long track, dangerous tornado. So don't let your guard down, folks. More storms will continue well into the nighttime hours. Mike?
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you very much. Just keep a close eye in Greenville, Mississippi. Storms have been flaring through there in the past hour. About an inch of rain expected. Our Kelly O'Hara is there live. Kelly, last we talked to you, there was a line of storms coming through, a lot of lightning and thunder. Update us on what's happening currently.
Well, Mike, we're hunkered down. We're hiding underneath the overpass here at the hotel. That's because it is severely thundering and lightning. If you want to take a look, you might be able to see the sky light up in about a moment. You can see the rain is just pouring down right now from the sky as these lines of storm have started to roll into the section here of western Mississippi. We are under a tornado watch. There you can see a flash of lightning right there. We're under a tornado watch right now. That's because there have been so many storms, west of us. And again, we're, 70% chance of tornadoes touching down. A lot of people here alarmed by that. There is no shelter here in the area. And so earlier we caught up with the emergency management director, and he talked about what he is advising or telling folks in the area to do. Take a listen.
Have a plan, have a disaster supply kit, a disaster communication plan. Hopefully you're in a position now, since the tornado watch has gone out, you're in a safe place and you can take shelter in that safe place.
Definitely being in a safe place, very, very important. The rain just picking up even more right now. This couple just pulled up to the hotel in their truck. A lot of people that we've been talking to have been pulling off the road, and they're coming and staying at the hotel because they want to make sure that they're safe on the roads as these storms just roll across this region of the country that we're in right now. And having shelter as well as keeping those cell phones charged. Making sure, can you go to the basement? Can you go to a friend's home? And making sure you, your family, your friends, your pets all have a safe place to go, and you do have a plan of action, because a lot of times these storms come in very, very quick and they catch you by surprise. As you can see, the rain in the last 30 seconds is just picking up in its intensity right now. And just take a look over there in the parking lot. Flooding also an issue, along with hail and these thunder and lightning storms. You can see that parking lot just flooding out right now from how much rain is coming down from the heavens. So clearly a long night ahead of us here in Greenville, Mississippi. We're going to be hunkered down here all night long, making sure that we bring you the very latest, of course, Mike, as it develops. For now, though, of course, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Kelly, thank you so much. It looks like we've got a few hours to go in and out of the storm there in Greenville before it finally dies down for us. How about these storms in Alto, Texas? Impressive stuff here. And there may have been a tornado that touched down here. A home's reportedly destroyed here in parts of East Texas. And look at this. See the parts, I mean, this home, parts of it have been ripped off. Usually when you have that extensive damage and debris that's been thrown that far, there usually is at least a brief tornado touchdown. Power lines you see that are down as well. And some of these storms, Dr. Forbes is alluding to this, some of these storms may be embedded in a rainstorm, so they could be rain wrapped, and you may not get any visual on them, so radar detection will be the only way that they'll be seen. And when that warning is issued, boy, we urge you to get to your safe place as quickly as you can. That might be your basement, might be a storm shelter, might be the first floor of your home, in a bathroom or closet under stairwell, somewhere in the interior of your home, so you can put a lot of walls between you and that tornado, giving yourself extra protection. Just think about that. And you want to get low, get to the lowest level of your home. All right, let's show you the areas that we think flooding could be an issue. That's especially true for us in Arkansas. Little Rock could be a risk for us. And then we notice that we've got a lot of areas here where heavy rain is falling for us currently through Louisiana, Arkansas, right along the Mississippi River as well. Here's what's happening for us in Little Rock. Some showers coming through. A little bit of a break right now. Heavier rain will roll back in here, so just be aware of that. We could get a little break here for the next maybe hour or two, and then some more scattered storms coming in later tonight that could just add salt to the wound here, because we have a very high water table right now. Ground is saturated. Any more rain that we get is likely just to run off and not be absorbed down into the ground. For Jackson, Mississippi, a 7 is our Torcon through the remainder of the evening. Pretty high chance here of tornadoes, 70% chance. Damaging winds and large hail also accompany these storms, and we think it's now through the remainder of the night. So there are the storms that are coming through Vicksburg. Dr. Forbes has been highlighting those. Then the line of storms comes through Jackson. It might be two lines that come through, one about now, and then one that comes in a few hours from now, maybe after you go to bed tonight. For a place like Baton Rouge, here come the storms for us, as well as New Orleans. Around 10 o'clock tonight, there's a line, another broken line back to the west here around Lafayette, and then Baton Rouge, then New Orleans, we could get hit again well after dark tonight. So pay attention to these storms. If you've got the alerts on your phone, you might be out, for dinner tonight or out on Bourbon Street. If you can get the alerts on your phone, then you know that you can take shelter, maybe someplace in a very sturdy building. All right, Nashville, how about our risk overnight tonight? Storm line comes in for us. Some of those storms could pack some very significant winds, maybe even brief tornado touchdowns. So heads up here in Middle Tennessee overnight tonight. Storm should wrap up early tomorrow morning for you in Nashville. The much drier weather and calmer weather for us later in the afternoon. But let's get back to Dr. Forbes. New tornado warnings being issued now, Dr. Forbes.
Yeah, this one is for a storm that is just a little bit southwest of the storm that previously had been coming into Vicksburg. So almost back-to-back storms coming across near the Vicksburg, Mississippi area, extreme west central parts of Mississippi. We'll focus on those particular storms here. The leading storm has gone off to the north and east of the Vicksburg area. There is its body of the storm there in Lavender, and its hook is there. Then there's the next storm. The body of it is over Vicksburg, and its hook is down to the southwest of Vicksburg. So Hines, Warren, and Yazoo counties, the leading storm, I think you can see here that hook, that hook that I'm talking about. Tornado up near the Oak Ridge area, heading toward Rawhide, Germania, Mechanicsburg, Bentonia areas of Mississippi. But then I think you can see here the next hook echo that is forming, and that one is coming into and maybe just to the south side of Vicksburg, Mississippi. So here is the leading storm, the rain, cool air wrapping around the south side, the inflow coming in here. So the tornado threat is up north and east of Highway 61, north and east of the Vicksburg area. Then the next storm on its heels with the tornado warning from Madison County in Mississippi coming up into areas near south side of Vicksburg at about 5:13, then Bovina, the Lynchburg areas. And here in terms of the velocity, there is Vicksburg. Vicksburg, you're in the inflow part. There's the rain, cooled air wrapping wrapping around, and the tornado vortex signature, not as strong as the previous one had been, but could come across Vicksburg near the I-20 area in south and east, and then just to the east of Vicksburg and I-20, and the strong winds coming across areas near Highway 27 south and east of Vicksburg. So, Mike, a dangerous couple of storms. A lot of the action there is right near Vicksburg, with severe thunderstorms all the way up to Greenville, Mississippi, and heavy rain farther down to the south and west of that.
Really, really intense storms for us right now. We think that it continues through the day tomorrow, Dr. Forbes. So in Atlanta, a really nice day for you today. Temperature about 80 degrees. In Charleston, West Virginia, a mix of sun and clouds for us today. You've probably noticed a little stickiness to the air if you've been outside today. A little humid today. And guess what? A really big surge of southerly air is coming in, and the atmosphere is going to be highly unstable tomorrow. And both of these locations looking for severe storms. All right, let's show you the maps and show you what's going to happen tomorrow and the timing. Look at the wide expanse of severe weather. Could extend from maybe New York all the way down to Florida, and all in between severe storms. The area highlighted in dark red, most likely to see severe weather from southern Ohio back down through North Georgia. So say Columbus, Ohio to Atlanta. Then a lot of moisture in place here ahead of our cold front here. We're dipping into moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico as well as the Atlantic. So you can see some dark greens here also in North Carolina as well as South Carolina. Flood threat will be elevated in these locations too. Strong low-level jet will be present tomorrow. These areas that are highlighted in darker blue will have a little bit more jet energy there, and when you have some mid-level energy that combines with that, you get some really intense storms in those locations. So early heads up here. I think along I-75 you're going to have some issues tomorrow. There's the radar, the future radar. Fast forward now, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, storms are hitting us in eastern Kentucky, back down through East Tennessee, a place like Chattanooga. Storms are on our doorstep. Atlanta, really close to us, and then ripping through Pensacola and Panama City, 10 o'clock in the morning. Look at those storms through the morning and afternoon. They start to break up a little bit here. Here we are, 5 o'clock. We're getting hit in Charlotte and Columbia. Another line coming through Knoxville, Charleston. We get hit. Then that line sitting over us in D.C. late tomorrow. Now we're talking midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. D.C. and Baltimore getting hit. Raleigh, Durham now target. And we've had some really intense storms yesterday. Had some more rain today. Augusta, by the way, we've got storms in our forecast here beginning around 2 o'clock, lasting till about 6. For that reason, you golf fans, you got to get up early tomorrow if you want to watch the Masters. They've changed all the tee times for the final round. First grouping now goes off at 7:30 in the morning. The final grouping goes off at 9:20 in the morning. And they're going to group in threes instead of twos. And they're going to tee off from the first and the 10th tee simultaneously. So the hope is to get everyone off the course by 2 o'clock. I think they'll be, if they tee off at 9:20, the final grouping, I think they'll be done around, say, 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And hopefully, fingers crossed here, the timing is going to be good here. Great competition today. Tiger Woods, by the way, just a stroke off the lead here. And there's some great names at the top of the leaderboard. Charlotte, by the way, how about us? Tonight we have storms. Tomorrow we have storms. 76 degrees for us tomorrow. Hot, humid atmosphere. Some of those storms could continue through tomorrow night, but that's when the cold front sweeps through. Notice what the temperature does. Dives from the 70s down into the 40s. Monday's your day. 66 with not a single cloud in the sky. We want you to stick around. Our severe weather coverage continues here on the Weather Channel. Tornado threat not ending this weekend. Another round comes in next week. We'll show you the areas that need to be on alert as another round heads in.
George has heart failure and a busy day ahead. George has Entresto, a heart failure pill that helps keep people alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto. That was great.
You know that look? That life of the party look. Walk it off look. 1 more mile look. Reply all look. Own your look. with fewer lines. There's only one Botox Cosmetic. It's the only one FDA approved to temporarily make frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Do not receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. So give that just saw a puppy look, and whatever that look is. Look like you with fewer lines. Own your look with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant. Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount.
Easy, easy. But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
Every Sunday at Long John Silver's, it's all the tasty food you can eat starting at $7.99. Fish, chicken, sides, and hush puppies. It's a whale of a deal. That's right, we just said whale. Only at Long John Silver's.
Water bottle?
Check.
Sign?
Check.
Victory snacks?
Check.
Frito-Lay Variety Packs, packed with possibilities.
Alexa, order Frito-Lay Variety Pack.
Okay.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and relief from symptoms caused by over 200 outdoor and indoor allergens, like those from pollen, pets, and dust. Because new memories start with dusting off old ones. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
As a working mom, I'm thankful my mom is able to help out.
Awesome.
So I bought her the all-new Jitterbug Flip from Great Call. It's a cell phone she actually enjoys using.
Yeah, and from the T-Rex.
She loves it and takes it everywhere. It's so easy to use, and with a larger screen and bigger buttons, it's even easier to dial.
Let's send it to her.
There's also a 5-star button on the keypad, so I know she can always get help.
One touch of the 5-star button turns the Jitterbug into a personal safety device. In any unsafe or uncertain situation, you'll be immediately connected to a highly trained agent who can confirm your location, assess the situation, and get you the help you need.
Now it's easy for us to stay in touch.
What'd you say?
So cute. The easy-to-use Jitterbug Flip. Service starts as low as $14.99 a month. Available at Best Buy or Rite Aid.
Exclusively from Great Call.
Time to go to work. We do whatever we have to do to keep this highway open.
Whoa. This is crazy. Heavy Rescue, Sunday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy, low 37. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
As we follow the weather for you across the Deep South, there's a live look at Vicksburg, Mississippi. Reports that power's out across most of the town right now. Tornado watches, warnings throughout the day here in the Deep South, and look at the blinding rain. This is our storm tracker Charles Peak in Vicksburg, and boy, it is dark. It's 5:20 in the afternoon there, and it is really dark right now, and the rain has really reduced the visibility. We strongly urge you, if you can stay off the roads tonight, to do that, because some of the heavy rain may also cause issues on the roads with some ponding on the roads or even some flooding. Not to mention that severe weather, whether it be high winds or hail or tornadoes. Dr. Forbes, you're following this line pretty closely.
Yeah, and there's embedded rotating supercells in the line, Mike, and now we've got in some reports of some roof damage at a strip mall in the Vicksburg area. The storm with the tornado confirmed in it now, just to the north and east of Vicksburg. It's been reported around the Oak Ridge area. The other tornado warning there is just to the east side of Vicksburg. Hines, Warren, and Yazoo counties in Mississippi. That leading supercell right there with a hook echo is where the Oak Ridge area is, and that one, a tornado's been reported with that, and that's a storm that has produced, well, two storms have produced damage, we believe, in the Vicksburg area. So this leading storm with a tornado reported in it, Germania, Mechanicsburg, Bentonia, Dover, Mississippi, as these storms all very fast moving, 50 miles per hour going off to the north and east. Here is the greens going eastbound, the spiraling inflow. So a couple of circulations there on that leading storm could be places where tornadoes could be occurring. Then the next storm down the line, I think you can see the hook echo wrapping around. It too has moved just to the east of Vicksburg now, between Vicksburg and the Edwards area, with the possibility of tornadoes. Look at the inflow coming in there, the weak echo notch, then the rain-cooled and hail-cooled air. Look, there's lavender in there. There could be some big hail with some of these storms, 1 inch or larger. And the tornado coming up from the area east side of Vicksburg toward Bovina, Rawhide, Lynchburg, Nevada, and Vernon, as that storm too goes off quickly toward the north and east. There likely to be some of the stronger winds coming across the I-20, Highway 80 areas east of Vicksburg, with a tornado off in this area north now of I-20 and east of Highway 61 coming away from the Vicksburg area. Farther to the north in this line, up near Belzoni, Mississippi, severe thunderstorm warnings, embedded circulations, sometimes driving the strong low-level jet winds down to the ground. Humphreys, Sunflower, and Washington counties with severe thunderstorm warnings. Severe thunderstorm warning for Hines and Warren counties, and then south of that, down into the Port Gibson waterproof areas. There have been training of the storms along railroad tracks, flash flood warnings, and from the next round of thunderstorms coming in the next line, flash flood warnings all across southeast Arkansas, from near Camden over toward just to the west of Greenville, Mississippi there, just west of the Mississippi River, and down into Monroe, Louisiana, down into the Winfield area, and now brand new severe thunderstorm warning down into the Alexandria, Louisiana area, Allen, Evangeline, Rapides parishes in Louisiana, with that threat for damaging winds, and those storms also are training. So, tornado watches until 9 o'clock for parts of Mississippi, eastern Louisiana or northeast Louisiana, until 7 o'clock farther west in Louisiana. Damaging winds and hail also a possibility, along with the threat for tornadoes. Mike?
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you. Storms surround us in Greenville, Mississippi. A lot of storms there have produced significant lightning. A lot of different areas throughout Mississippi are going to have that risk for the remainder of the evening. Let's get to our Kelly O'Hara this evening. Kelly, each time we come to you, the rain has been torrential, and we keep hearing the rumbles of thunder. Update us on the current situation.
Well, now the rain suddenly has let up a little bit, and it's sprinkling, but Dr. Forbes was just talking about flooding, and you can see this area over here. It's just a low-lying area. This parking lot, it's been flooding. It just keeps on filling up with water as those torrential rains keep on coming down. We are waiting for the storms to come in. It's kind of like they come in, and then they go around us, but there is a big line of storms that we are waiting here as we are under a tornado watch. This is an area near the Mississippi Delta here in western Mississippi, where a lot of people are concerned about the high winds that we've been experiencing, those thunderstorm, the lightnings, and these heavy rains. People are nervous, and you can actually, I don't know if you can hear it off the microphone, but you can hear the rumbles in the distance. This is where the storm is coming from. This is where it's rolling in right now. And again, we are tornado watch till about 9 o'clock tonight. We are concerned, like so many people. That's why we're hunkering under the awning here of the hotel, because it's not safe to be out right now driving around with these high winds, with the thunderstorms, and with us being under a tornado watch. Many people pulling off the side of the highway, Mike, and they're staying here until the warnings go away. So we're going to be here for the next couple hours, bringing you the very latest on these storms as they develop. Mike? Very good. Kelly, thank you so much, and stay safe out there. Obviously, a lot longer this evening to go before everything wraps up. I want to take you to North Carolina this evening. Not so bad in Belmont. It's
a picturesque evening for you to do a little dinner outside tonight. Why not? Temperatures are warm. The sun is beautiful. We've got some really significant weather, though, across portions of North Carolina this evening, and then it comes back in tomorrow, okay? We've had an intense amount of rain, especially between, say, Greensboro and Raleigh along I-40, about 3 to 5 inches of rain in just the last 24 hours. Some more storms have flared up this evening between Fayetteville and Rocky Mount. Thank goodness we're dry here along I-40 between the Triad and the Research Triangle, but more storms flare up for us tonight. This line of storms all pushes east tomorrow, so what we're getting now is intense rain across northern Louisiana and Arkansas. In some places, upwards of 5 to 8 inches of rain. All that marches east. Flood threat from there all the way through the Carolinas tomorrow.
If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
This is Dyson's latest vacuum. Its V11 motor delivers more suction power than most corded vacuums. A battery-saving trigger preserves battery life. A high-torque motor directly drives the brush bar. Carbon fiber filaments remove fine dust, and stiff nylon bristles dig deep into carpet.
It's got twice the suction of any other cord-free vacuum.
It makes deep cleaning so easy.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, crating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
If you have a child whose curiosity has no limits, give them Little Passports. Every month, a new Little Passports package is sent with their name on it, loaded with hands-on projects, puzzles, and activities. It's the perfect gift. Buy now at littlepassports.com. Must be 18 years or older to order.
I can't believe it.
That we just hit the mother load of soft serve ice cream.
I got cones. Anybody wants one?
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
We struck sprinkles!
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Smart news.
I was only watching news I agreed with.
I was only getting news from social media.
Now, I use Smart News.
It has news from all sides.
I trust Smart News.
Download Smart News for free today.
Belto, a global leader in hearing care, is introducing a new rechargeable hearing technology. To find out if you're a candidate, schedule an appointment to have your hearing evaluated. If you qualify, you will be asked to try the remarkable new Beltone Amaze. This small device delivers unparalleled sound quality. It is virtually invisible and comfortable. Call 1-800-BELTONE now to hear sounds, words, and conversation more clearly. And stream music and phone calls directly to your hearing aids from your favorite electronic devices. Call 1-800-BELTONE today.
Sometimes constipation happens. It happens to birds. It happens to dogs. And it happens to all of us. Luckily, there's Colace. It's the #1 doctor-recommended stool softener brand for occasional constipation.
Hi, Phil Swift here. People everywhere tell me how much they love the Flex Seal family of products.
This stuff is awesome. It really works. Best stuff ever got.
I'm not sure what magic you guys do, but the stuff is incredibly durable.
We absolutely love Flex Seal. I would recommend it to anyone for any project. It's fantastic.
Imagine everything you could do with the Flex Seal family of products. Available at these fine retailers.
Nothing says spring like fresh flowers, so let's promote our spring travel deal on choicehotels.com like this. Earn 1 free night when you stay just twice this spring.
Allergies.
Or, bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
New video to show you right now of Alto, Texas, where we've had some damage potentially from a tornado. Power lines that have been knocked over, trees that have been toppled, some damage to some homes as well. Look at the trees down in the roads here and basically creating just a single lane here. Well, look at some of those trees there. Snapped damage to the home right there. You can see another one there may have been just flattened, and some of the power poles there that are snapped about halfway up. Dr. Forbes, when you see stuff like that where trees are missing the top half or power poles, and then you see there even a mobile home or like a power pole that's missing its top half, to you is that an indication that we may have had a tornado?
Yeah, it certainly looks to me as if there's been a tornado go through this location. And also the thing we would look at would be difference in falling or debris tracking pattern. And it seems as if there's maybe some convergence taking place where the air was being pulled inward toward a common center. That would be the measure of a tornado. And I think from the different angles of fall here, we're seeing some of that.
Makes a lot of sense for sure. Folks, this could be an ongoing event for us through the evening. Here in the lab with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, you've been watching everything on the radar tonight. We've got some tornado warnings out there. People need to take these warnings seriously.
Yeah, and just in the past half hour to an hour, we've had tornadoes being reported with some of these storms in the leading line. Now there's a new storm. The previous ones had been southwest, then through the Vicksburg, Mississippi, and northeast. Now there's a new line farther to the north and east of Greenville, up near this red warm front that has a tornado warning with that. But as I say, two lines, the western line there near Alexandria, Louisiana, with severe thunderstorm warning. We'll take a look here. Our most long-lived rotating supercell thunderstorm well to the northeast of Vicksburg, now near Bentonia in Mississippi. Madison and Yazoo counties in Mississippi could be a tornado coming toward the Bentonia area. It would be near the Sarteria, the Anding, the Benton, Evans area of Mississippi, going northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Pretty strong flow this way. That's the flow that comes around the hook echo, then the inflow coming into the storm right there. And so the tornado threat likely to be going pretty close to maybe just west and maybe slightly just to the north of the Bentonia, Mississippi area. Just to the southwest of that then, the next storm that came through the Vicksburg area, look at the hook on this one, and biggest hail signature we've seen so far today. I would think golf ball size hail here with this particular storm, and then possibly a tornado. Hines, Warren, and Yazoo counties, the tornado threat would be coming right about there. Rawhide, Nevada, Bentonia High School with a possibility of a tornado. Real strong forward push of the rear flank downdraft, the inflow coming in, and the possibility of the tornado right about in that direction. Then farther to the north, up Humphreys and Sunflower counties, Belzoni, Mississippi area. Earlier, about 10 minutes ago, I mentioned there was some rotation in that storm, and it's certainly near Isola, Inverness, Old Dominion, Itabena area, Greenwood, Mississippi areas with a possibility of a tornado. There is the circulation, yellows and reds northbound, the greens going southwestbound. So just to the northwest of Belzoni, between there and Isola, is where the tornado could be. Then farther south of the Vicksburg, Mississippi area, a severe thunderstorm warning for Madison County. That is where some of the strong gust front air is driving its way eastward. And then down into the waterproof area, the Port Gibson area, flash flood warnings. All sorts of flash flood warnings across southern Arkansas, Bradley, Calhoun, Cleveland counties included. That goes down into Monroe, Louisiana. And then down into the Alexandria, Louisiana area, Allen, Evangeline, Rapides parishes with severe thunderstorm warnings there. And following that line all the way down into the Lake Charles, Port Arthur area, that seems to be the cold fronts being driven farther to south and east. So that has shifted the winds, Mike, lowering the tornado and severe weather threat for that southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana area.
Well, maybe some good news for them. Dr. Forbes, thank you very much. Well, let's get you to Greenville, Mississippi this evening. Our Kelly O'Hara is there. Off and on again with the storms. Kelly, this could go on for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you can hear the rumble of thunder. Be quiet for a second. That it's just overhead. We've had flashes of lightning as well in the last 10-15 seconds. So, oh, there you go. There you go again. So clearly the storm is coming upon us. It is moving here from the west, where the storms have been all day long, and it's also gone a little south of us as well. We are under a tornado watch here in the western part of Mississippi. We're going to be under a tornado watch all night long. Tornadoes have been spotted on the ground, as we've been talking about, west of us and also south of us. So we are clearly here. We're taking shelter at the hotel here, trying to make sure that we're safe, and a lot of people here in the area are safe as well, and that is the most important thing when you have severe storms in the deep south like this. Please be safe. So more on this after the break. Stay tuned.
I can do more to lower my A1C.
Because my body can still make its own insulin.
And I take Trulicity once a week to activate my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Trulicity is not insulin. It starts acting in my body from the first dose and continues to work when I need it, 24/7.
Trulicity is an injection to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Don't use it as the first medicine to treat diabetes or if you have type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, you're allergic to Trulicity, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and decreased appetite. These can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I choose once-weekly Trulicity to activate my within.
If you need help lowering your A1C, ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
We got no free pass. Everything we have, we've owned. The unmistakable Lexus IS.
Lease the 2019 IS 300 for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
There's something out there for you and me, and the American road is calling. So what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day, traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile, 'cause there's meaning in the miles.
Well, here's to first dates. You look amazing.
And you look amazingly comfortable.
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half washed. Try Downy Fabric Conditioner. Unlike detergent alone, Downy helps prevent stretching by conditioning and smoothing fibers. So clothes look newer, longer. Downy, and it's done.
Dollar Shave Club. Dollar and deodorant now too club. Dollar and of course shampoo club. Dollar even toothpaste club. Dollar bath jerky club? Probably not. Dollar way more than just shave club.
Dun, dun, dun.
Smooth moderate to severe lines around the nose and mouth with Juvederm XC. Tell your doctor if you have a history of scarring or are taking medicines that decrease the body's immune response or that can prolong bleeding. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. As with all fillers, there is a rare risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Juvederm it.
I come to play.
New video to show you out of Franklin, Texas. Look at the ominous skies here as you look over the landscape. Plenty of lightning in that as well. Serious, likely rain and hail shaft in that. For those of you that are in the line of these storms, they're going to take on various shapes and sizes and looks. And some of the tornadoes that we may even see this evening could be rain wrapped, meaning they won't be visible to storm spotters out there. And they'll really only be detected by radar, which can be quite accurate. But if you're looking for visual confirmation for some of these storms, it could get a little messy tonight, and they may not be just that classic storm out there over the landscape where you can see it for miles and miles away. Just look at that. Well, you can't see anything in that incredibly heavy rain with a lot of these storms. We think that the tornado risk likely to be the highest now and maybe over the course of the next hour or two. our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, following it very closely. We do have some warnings out there right now, and then a couple of areas, Dr. Forbes, where people need to pay close attention to what the radar is saying right now and be ready to take shelter if they have to.
Yeah, indeed. And in the area of Yazoo County, Mike, we're getting a new report of a tornado along the Oil City Road, the Adding Oil City Road. That would be this particular storm. We have another tornado warning that's also near this red warm front a little bit farther to the north. It's Doppler indicated, and 2 lines of thunderstorms. The western line has some flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings in that. And way out farther east on this warm front, there are some thunderstorms in Alabama already that we're keeping an eye on to see if they go severe in advance of these main 2 lines. For the moment here in Madison and Yazoo counties, coming up toward the Bentonia area, we have a tornado warning with this one, with the possibility of a tornado coming up in, and this is there's the Anding area, so this is where the tornado is being reported right now. It'll be heading toward Dover, Benton, the Fordyke area, the Pickens areas, as this storm goes northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Yellow going northwestward, the greens rotating around south and eastward, and so in this area just to the north and west of Bentonia is where the tornado is being reported at the moment. Behind that, tornado warning coming across the areas north of Edwards area, the possibility of a tornado back up into the Bentonia area, and that one seems to be probably mainly gusting out, but there still is a little bit of rotation showing up in those areas. Then farther to the north, down to the south and west of Greenwood, Mississippi, south and east of Indianola, Humphreys and Sunflower counties, just to the north of Belzoni, the possibility of tornadoes in areas near Bowles, Petite, and the Itabena areas, and then up toward the Greenwood, Mississippi area with a possibility of a tornado. Pretty well-defined circulation there. I think you see the reds northbound, the greens south and eastbound, and now off to the north and east of Isola, heading up north of Belzoni. So, Mike, dangerous storms with tornadoes, damaging winds, hail, and other storms that are producing flash floods as well.
And getting some reports now, Dr. Forbes, of some damage in the Vicksburg area. We're going to take you there right now with some live pictures from our storm tracker, Charles Peak. You can see the canopy of this gas station has been hit and damaged. You see a lot of debris down here on the ground. And we urge you folks to be particularly careful around structures that may be susceptible to wind, including canopies at gas stations like this. Taking shelter maybe underneath something like that is not the wisest thing to do. You can see the debris there in the foreground. I'm not sure if that's maybe that's part of the roof there. It's laying on the ground in front, but obviously some very significant winds came through here. May have been a very brief spin of a tornado that happened here. Could have been really intense straight line winds. I'm sure that the National Weather Service will get out there and potentially conduct a storm survey, but you're taking a live look right now of some of the damage that we're seeing here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Some tree branches that are down. Plenty of water, by the way, in the parking lot as well. And even our Kelly O'Hara was reporting that up in Greenville, Mississippi, saying we've had such intense rain that some of the parking lots by the hotel that she was at were filling up with water. And so the ground's so saturated here, we just can't handle a whole lot more water. And so any water that comes, and it'll be heavy, will really just run off or just pond like this. But we're going to keep you up to date, and we're going to keep our eye on some of this damage and some of the flooding that we're seeing. These are live pictures from Vicksburg, Mississippi. And there you see some high water underneath those vehicles right there. We know that severe weather is not ending tonight, not by a long shot. Continues through the overnight and through the day tomorrow. Here we go, Palm Sunday, and we've got severe weather most likely from Columbus, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia, but may extend from the Panhandle of Florida all the way up to the Poconos here, up into Cleveland, Ohio, up around maybe Poughkeepsie or White Plains, New York. Here's the setup. The low sits back here across the Midwest. Really intense cold front here. Plenty of moisture drawn in from the Gulf of Mexico as well as the Atlantic here. Low-level jet will be in this area, maybe another intense area right up in here. And then we'll combine that with the upper-level jet. So I do think that these areas in here where the low-level and the mid-level winds are very intense. You're going to have some intense storms there. Maybe some storms that could produce 70-mile-per-hour winds or greater. There's the storm line at noon noon tomorrow, hammering you here in, I would say, Wheeling, West Virginia, in Knoxville, in Atlanta, down through Panama City, all locations where lunchtime could be rough for you. Then all those storms march their way east through the Carolinas and a couple of different lines through the day. We're back right after this.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain and clearer skin.
Proof that I can fight psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira targets and blocks a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further irreversible joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
Go to mypsaproof.com to see proof in action.
Imagine if we ever got to meet. We would be such good friends. Best friends.
Advantage 2. Kills fleas through contact all month long.
I mean, he's a wreck without me.
Advantage 2. Fight the misery of biting fleas.
Outsmarting a nasty Nessie with Duluth Flex Dry on the Fly pants. Step 1. Locate the legend. Step 2. Flex 'em. And unwet 'em. Duluth Flex Dry on the Fly pants. Make your legs legendary. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
There's a place where muscle car culture is celebrated. Welcome to Muscleville, a Dodge owner's paradise, where you parallel park like this, and people show off their goods by popping their hoods. Where block parties look like this. The fashion is always forward, and rush hour takes on a whole new meaning. Come to Muscleville, where every day is a performance day.
With worsening weather patterns, an aging vulnerable power grid, and the growing risk of cyber terrorism, power outages are a part of life now. That can be stressful because we depend on power more than ever. When the power goes out, we lose everything. We can't even charge our smartphones. Now more than ever, you need a Generac automatic home standby generator. With Generac, power stays on in your house, even if you're not at home. Generac's automatic home standby generators start at just $19.99. Special financing is available with affordable monthly payments. Plus, with the Generac mobile link, you can check on your generator anytime. Call or go online to schedule your free in-home assessment. And if you act right now, you'll receive our 7-year extended limited warranty, a $695 value, absolutely free. Control your power and control your life with a Generac. Stream your news just like everything else you love with Local Now. It's completely free and ready to go when and where you are. Local Now. Find it in your favorite app store.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, cloudy, low 37. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Taking you live to Vicksburg, Mississippi, where a possible tornado has touched down here. You can see the damage to the storefront here. Looks like part of it has come down. Windows have been broken. Parts of the roof have been ripped off. You can see maybe even a little bit of insulation that's come off of the roof there. Our Charles Peak is taking us live into these images right now, joining us on the phone. Charles, give us an update on what you're seeing. Give us the details of what we maybe can't see through the lens of your camera.
Yeah, Mike, this is on the right by Interstate 20 on the south side of Vicksburg here, and it's in a strip center with a Kroger grocery store. Several of the buildings have sustained damage. Many of the cars have windows busted out. Awnings on the gas station part of the Kroger was taken off, and the heavy rain has caused much of the parking lot here to have a foot or so of water in it, and so the people here are just trying to get out to their cars and see if they can get them to a safe location at this point in time.
How significant is the damage, Charles? Any first responders on site?
Yeah, Mike, there's several first responders here. So far, what I'm seeing is roofs of the strip center taken off, walls and the front windows, a part of it taken out, but doesn't appear, at least from what I've been able to see at this point in time, of any major structural damage as far as walls taken down, brick walls or anything like that.
Charles, update us on the roads. You've been showing us some images here where some of the parking lots are filling up with water. What do the roads look like right now? Anything that should be of concern, some flooding?
Yeah, several of the roads, as I was coming in from the south, I was on this storm earlier in the Mississippi River. I had to go down to Natchez and come back up the Mississippi side, but several of them were, the right-hand lanes were completely flooded and starting to encroach on the left-hand lane, and with the heavier rain, I'm sure some of them maybe are closed by now.
All right, that's our Charles Peak reporting live here in Vicksburg, Mississippi, showing us the images here of a strip mall that's been hit by a possible tornado, some damage, some windows there. You can see the gas station canopy has been damaged here at a Kroger fuel station. Dr. Forbes, there's another tornado warning that you are following closely as well.
Yeah, it has gone off to the north and east of the Vicksburg area. There were two storms that came right through Vicksburg, and I spent some vacation time there last August as well, so I may have seen that particular strip mall. Here's where the situation is right now. The tornado warning north and east of Vicksburg, close to this red warm front, south of that warm front, warm unstable air, and low-level jet out ahead of this surface low, pushing pretty fast winds and just enough wind shear that we're getting tornadoes. Still, there's been a tornado reported near Little Yazoo, that's south of Yazoo City. Tornado warning for Madison and Yazoo counties, and this particular storm is one that a few moments ago I mentioned had the strongest return on radar that we've been seeing today. So this lavender core here could mean that it might have some golf ball size hail as well. Pretty close to Highway 49 area with the threat heading up toward the Benton, the Ebenezer, Goodman, and the Durant area with that possibility of a tornado. The rotation circulation not extremely well defined here. There may be more than one. In fact, the one here that is pretty close to Bentonia, another that is down closer to in south and east of Yazoo City. Then, if I actually go a little south of that, this may be actually the storm that caused the damage on that south side of Yazoo City. It seems to have gusted out. The greens and blues here is some of that rear flank downdraft, the gust front type wind surging east, and then here is the inflow coming into that storm that is south of the Bentonio area. So damaging winds, perhaps more the line of concern for the storms now south and east of Vicksburg. We did have a tornado warning north of Belzoni, Mississippi, near the Greenwood area. That has got a little farther north of the warm front, no longer severe or tornado warned. But getting closer to Jackson, Mississippi, south of the Vicksburg area, near the Bolton area, that's where that surge that I was showing you, damaging winds coming up toward the Bolton and the Madison areas, north of Jackson, Hines, and Madison counties with severe thunderstorm warning. So we do have quite a few severe thunderstorms out there yet this evening, Mike, as well as a number of areas that are getting flash flooding, including many places in southern Arkansas.
Truly, it's like a double whammy for us here with the storms today. Dr. Forbes, Forbes, thank you very much. Some news from the Masters, by the way, and a really exciting third round today. A lot of big names on top of the leaderboard right now. Because of the impending weather for tomorrow, the tee times have been moved up. So if you're a fan and you're going to watch tomorrow, get up early. First pairing goes off at 7:30. The final group goes off at 9:20 a.m. They're not doing groups of 2. They're doing now groups of 3, and they're teeing off from T1 and T10 simultaneously to hopefully get all the play in before the storms move in, because you can see here 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's usually when the final pairing would go off. That's when the storms could come in. We haven't had a finish on Monday of the Masters since 1983. So fingers crossed here, we can get it in tomorrow. If the storms come in, you know, maybe around 2, I think we'll get it in. It takes about 3 hours or so to get a round of golf in. So if the final pairing goes off at 9:20, it'll be done in essence about 12:30 or so. So hopefully the timing is good, because you don't want all the folks out there on the course, the players, the caddies, the officials, and of course the fans, thousands and thousands of fans. Hey, our coverage of severe weather continues here. When we come back, we're going to take you to our live coverage in Mississippi tonight. Dr. Forbes back with the very latest warnings next on the Weather Channel's special coverage.
I can't read a thing off of here.
All right, have we decided?
We actually forgot our readers.
Here you go.
As your eyes get older, the adjustments you make can be frustrating. Ask your eye doctor about Dailies Total One multifocal contact lenses. They let you see clearly near and far with a contact lens that feels like nothing. Learn more and get a free 5-day trial at seenearandfar.com.
When cravings hit back. Choose Glucerna with slow-release carbs to help manage blood sugar and start making everyday progress. Glucerna.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app, I've been quite vigilant. Easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save.
We fit a lot of life into our Subaru Forester.
It's good to be back.
Sure is. Over the years, we trusted it to carry and protect the things that were most important to us. Good boy. We always knew we had a lot of life ahead of us.
Remember this?
That's why we chose a car we knew would be there for us through it all.
Welcome to the all-new 2019 Subaru Forester, the longest-lasting, most trusted Forester ever.
COPD makes it hard to breathe. So to breathe better, I go with a Noro.
COPD tries to say go this way. I say I'll go my own way with a Noro.
Once daily Anoro contains 2 medicines called bronchodilators that work together to significantly improve lung function all day and all night. Anoro is not for asthma. It contains a type of medicine that increases risk of death in people with asthma. The risk is unknown in COPD. Anoro won't replace rescue inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than once a day. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition, high blood pressure, glaucoma, prostate, bladder, or urinary problems. These may worsen with Anoro. Call your doctor if you have worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain while taking Anoro.
Ask your doctor about Anoro.
See if you're eligible to pay no more than $10 a month.
Bear presents Tough as Walls.
That's some great paint.
That's some great paint.
Bear Ultra, a top-rated interior and exterior paint. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
Every Sunday at Long John Silver's, it's all the tasty food you can eat starting at $7.99. Fish, chicken, sides, and hush puppies. It's a whale of a deal. That's right, we just said whale. Only at Long John Silver's.
Severe storms firing up right now across the South. Wind, hail, tornadoes, nearly 20 million people under the threat of severe weather. And this, well, it's just the beginning, likely to last right through the weekend. We welcome you into our special coverage of severe weather. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis. Our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, joining us tonight to talk about the dangerous threat and track the warnings for you. Already, numerous reports of tornadoes hitting us across Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. How about the damage left behind in Franklin, Texas? Folks out surveying the damage here. Numerous homes have been hit, power lines that have been knocked down, trees that have been uprooted or snapped. Numerous places where we've had damage, and are learning also that people have been injured in the town of Ratcliffe, Texas. And now the storms, as they raced eastbound, aren't giving up. Mississippi in particular has been hard hit in around the Vicksburg area. We have been hit with possible tornadoes. Our Dr. Greg Forbes following it very closely for us tonight, and we think still for the next couple of hours the threat remains.
Yeah, indeed, and now we have a brand new tornado warning just southeast of Vicksburg, Mississippi, where previously we had a couple of storms went through them just to their north and just to their south. 2 tornado warned storms. The lead one has had a tornado recently near Little Yazoo, and now a Doppler indicated possible tornado south and east of the area between Vicksburg and Jackson. That's in the leading line. Then there's a second line that over near central Louisiana has some severe thunderstorm warnings within that. These are both in the area south of that red warm front where temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 80s. Here's the northern of the tornado warnings. Storm that has had the history of producing tornadoes. Madison and Yazoo counties, the circulation near the Bentonia area. You can see sort of some rotation coming up across there. So the biggest threat would be places near Berryville, the Deasonville area up toward Pickens, Mississippi. These storms are moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Pretty strong, but maybe a little bit broad circulation showing up here around the Bentonio area. South and east of Yazoo City, by the way, a weaker circulation. So sometimes you can get tornadoes forming in multiple locations in these lines of storms as they sort of gust out. Here, east of Vicksburg, there's a pretty strong storm coming up toward the Edwards area. So brand new tornado warning, Hines, Warren, and Yazoo counties west of the Jackson, Mississippi area, with a possibility of a tornado there near Newman, Edwards, the Bolton areas, heading up toward Brownsville as well. You see some of the approximate times in the circulation there. Not an extremely tight circulation here, but these storms have had rapid spin-ups or intensifications of some of the circulation. So we'll be on the lookout for that. This storm should say, the tornado threat should stay south of the Vicksburg area. The storms gradually creeping their way over toward the Jackson area of Mississippi. Then western of the lines, producing all sorts of heavy rain as it slowly moves its way across southern Arkansas. All sorts of counties, including Bradley, Calhoun, and Cleveland counties with flash floods in Arkansas. Continuing down into Monroe, Louisiana area with flash flood warnings for several parishes. And we did have severe thunderstorm warnings down into the Alexandria area heading over toward Bunkie, Louisiana. Those have fallen a little bit below severe proportion. But we still do, for that central Louisiana area, have a tornado watch until 7 o'clock. Conditions favorable for additional tornadoes, and definitely until 9 o'clock here farther east in Louisiana and pushing over into central parts of Mississippi, along with a threat for maybe even some tennis ball size hail and 75-mile-per-hour winds in a few spots. The warm front I've been showing and talking about the temperatures there, 77 at Lake Charles. The winds across Texas now have shifted around to northwest, though, with a surface low here. So that's what's keeping the severe threat off mainly now Louisiana and Mississippi. But that warm front comes up into central or northern Alabama, and so as the evening goes along, the tornado threat for Alabama is going to increase. Our future radar shows that by 8 o'clock or so, it'll only be a little bit of northeast Louisiana with a threat, still multiple lines coming across Mississippi, and as you get toward midnight or so, it'll be Mississippi pushing into northwest Alabama, and as we get in the wee hours of the morning, the severe threat mainly coming across the state of Alabama. With Mike, an overnight tornado threat, certainly after dark, tornadoes an increasing danger, especially after people have gone to bed, so have a way to get those tornado warnings tonight.
Listen, if you've got the smartphone, just about everyone has one these days, there are automatic alerts that will come to your phone just to make sure in your settings that you've got it enabled, okay? And then your alerts will come right to your phone, and you'll know if there's a tornado warning in your area, and you'll be able to take shelter quickly. Another area we're keeping a very close eye on, Greenville, Mississippi. You've had one line of storms that has already come through. Another line could come through. Our Kelly O'Hara joining us live this evening from that location. We've seen, even from Charles Peak, not that far from you in Vicksburg, he mentioning the heavy rain and some flooding, not to mention potential tornadoes there. Kelly, tell us over the course of the last couple of hours how the weather has improved or how it's gotten worse.
Well, Mike, we'll have the weather come in. It'll be windy, it'll be thundering and lightning, it'll be torrential downpours. Then it stops and then it starts up again. Right now, the rain is just kind of trickling down. But if you look way up, when you guys are talking about on the radar, this is kind of what we're seeing. You can see some flashes of lightning in the horizon, and you can see the clouds. If we want to go right over here a little bit, you can see the clouds going several different directions. Nothing is moving in the same direction wind-wise. It's all going at different speeds and different paces and different, different directions. And so that's a little alarming when you see that kind of up in the atmosphere. This is like in real time versus the radar, excuse me, pardon me. So we are waiting for more storms to come in. They're coming in over the west there, over the horizon, over the Mississippi. And we've been getting storms all afternoon long, and we're going to be in a tornado watch till about 9 o'clock tonight. That's because of these storms now spread out they are in their lines as they're just rolling across the atmosphere here. But you can see the clouds. I mean, they are just, one's going south, the other one's going north, one's going east and west. So really a lot of movement here. And then as you can see, the rain is starting up once again. So rain is a concern. Obviously flooding. That parking lot there is now filled with water. And a big area of concern, obviously, for the emergency management director that we spoke to earlier is safety of the citizens here in the area. Take a listen. So what he talked about is how they've had some good luck, and they don't want that to be ruined at all. I'm sorry that we didn't have that sound for you. What he talks about is that they've had a lot of luck here in terms of their citizens being smart and people seeking shelter. And that's what's important. That's what's really important for folks to hear, is that when you get these storms, that you seek shelter and you know where you need to go in order to make sure, Mike, that you stay safe. Absolutely.
Having a plan ahead of time can really save you a lot of headaches and then ultimately save your life. Kelly, thank you so much. That's our Kelly O'Hara. She is live tonight in Greenville, Mississippi. Want to take you down the street here to Vicksburg, Mississippi. These are live images coming to us right now of a shopping center that has been hit. You can see the damage. You've got some debris laying here in the parking lot. A lot of the windows of one of the stores there that have been damaged. Even looks like the frame of the door that's been knocked off there. We've got some water sitting in the parking lot as well. Charles Peak is Charles with us right now? He's not, but he is bringing us these images, so he's the man behind the camera here. He's also shown us fuel center, gas station out in front of this Kroger Plaza. If you're familiar there in Vicksburg and you're watching us right now, hopefully you still have power. We know a lot of people have lost power here in Vicksburg. If you're familiar with this area, there's a Kroger shopping center. That's what's been hit here, as well as a gas station that sits out in front of the strip mall that's also had damage to its canopy. Charles was telling us, and you can see some vehicles here that were parked in the parking lot. Windows are busted out here, and he's going to scan the camera back around here, I think, and what you may end up seeing is, okay, so there's a pet sense there, and maybe some power line damage up ahead there. But the folks, what we may have seen here was a brief tornado touchdown, and Charles was telling us that he hadn't seen any reports of any injuries at the time. He said that the damage was, for some of the shops there, fairly significant, but he didn't see any, full walls that have been compromised or roofs that have been completely compromised at all. So that was good news. But obviously, it's going to be an issue, and I certainly said that there's been some flooding as well. So this is the strip mall here. So here's part of it here. Here's the gas station that was damaged, and the Kroger is behind that. And all this area, by the way, is filling up with water as well. We've had a lot of rain over the course of the last several months, so the ground's really saturated for us right now, and so you can't really drain the water quickly when you have big thunderstorms like that. Thunderstorms came through. We had a tornado warning there in Vicksburg, and more tornado warnings continue for us right now, but another line is going to come in behind that one as well, so that one may do us in when it comes to the flooding. But the Greenville area, this is where Kelly is, this is where Charles is down here. That entire line has been an intense one for us. There's no question about that. We're going to push everything east. We'll talk about Vicksburg to Jackson, some storms that are pounding us here that'll come in momentarily. Also, same thing. We're going to watch for severe thunderstorms or tornadoes tonight. And then the second line comes in. There's Vicksburg getting hit around 11 o'clock tonight. Then that line shooting eastbound here on I-20, getting us in Jackson before everything clears out by tomorrow morning. And I think a much improved day for you tomorrow. Unfortunately, the weather goes downhill for us in a place like Baton Rouge or New Orleans tonight, and maybe well past dark tonight. There's 10 o'clock tonight, initially starting with a few scattered storms here in a place like New Orleans. May fire up again around 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and then shoot through coastal Mississippi. So Gulfport, Biloxi, Pascagoula, eventually Mobile, and Pensacola, Panama City, we end up getting hit. Nashville in Middle Tennessee, overnight threat for us. So tonight, thunderstorms very prevalent as a strong squall line comes through. Storms probably for you early morning as well. After lunchtime, I think even before lunchtime, the storms will be out of there. But in the afternoon, a little bit more sunshine and calmer weather, and definitely calmer weather for you on Monday. All right, let's get back to tracking those storms with Dr. Forbes.
Thanks, Mike. And we still do have 2 storms that are tornado warned. The leading storm has had a tornado with that. That's the northern of these 2 storms. In the leading line, Mike was showing there's yet one more line behind that. But at the moment, it's that eastern of the 2 lines that have the tornado warnings. The northern one, Madison and Yazoo counties in Mississippi, north and east of the Bentonia area. You can see here where a little bit of an arc intersects the main storm. So it's kind of that intersection area that we're looking at for the possibility of tornado. Right about there would be near the Flowers, the Berryville, Decentville area, heading up toward Pickens and Joseph as it goes northeast at about 50 miles per hour across Mississippi. Seems like it's trying to gust out. You see mostly greens in here, but there's a little bit of inflow in here. There could be right about there a little tight tornado circulation on this gust front, but I think it's transitioning from one of these supercell type storms to, for the moment, some of these little short-lived land spot type tornadoes. Near Flowers, in this one, Hines, Madison, Warren counties, there is a tornado warning. It too going northeast at 50 miles per hour, and a mess in terms of, could be hard to see this with all the precipitation. You see the big shield of precipitation near the Edwards area, Champion Hill, Bolton, Tinnon, Flora areas of Mississippi, north and west of Jackson seem to be the main threat area. Not an extreme tight rotation. There seems like it would be near the Edwards area, as I say, going northeast, but sometimes these storms can intensify very quickly and spin up new tornado circulations along with training that gives us a lot of heavy rain. So, Mike, a dangerous evening yet to come across many of the Gulf Coast state areas. Not to mention a pretty dangerous day for us tomorrow across the southeast. Dr. Forbes, thank you. We think a place like Atlanta, Georgia could be a target for storms tomorrow. Right now, really nice evening for you. I would recommend, getting outside, enjoying some dinner outside. If you can stand the pollen, your 5th highest pollen count on record in Atlanta. Charleston, West Virginia, also a pleasant evening for us. Temperatures are comfortable, but both of these locations could run the risk of severe weather through the day tomorrow. For a place like Atlanta, probably early in the day for you. Similar in Charleston. Here's a look at the threat areas highlighted in dark red, the most likely to see severe storms. So Columbus, Ohio, Charleston, Knoxville, Chattanooga, Charlotte, the upstate of South Carolina, and Atlanta. Those are all the places where the most intense storms could hit tomorrow. But I would also expect to see some really intense storms down through the panhandle of Florida as well. A lot of moisture in place here, so we get a good surge of moisture coming off the Atlantic as well as the Gulf of Mexico. And that coupled with the ability of the atmosphere to lift, or in order to move air upwards, to really build thunderstorms, and a strong low-level jet can help that in this area here and this area here. So we're talking North Georgia, up toward the upstate of South Carolina, and then East Tennessee and Eastern Kentucky. So those areas are going to match up pretty well with the mid-level winds that'll be very intense tomorrow along our front here, both in front of it and behind it. So for that reason, this is the radar at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is what the computer models are predicting. Really intense line of storms here. That'll include from the Ohio River all the way down through the Gulf of Mexico and ripping right through Panama City. Through the afternoon, those storms get into Charlotte, Charleston, Pittsburgh, and then later in the day, we're talking 10, 11 o'clock at night, some storms start to fire up for you in D.C., and then overnight hitting us again here. D.C.,
Baltimore, Richmond, down through Hampton Roads, Raleigh, Durham, we get hit. And it's been a really tough 24 hours of weather for us here in Raleigh, Durham, with a lot of flooding that's happened for us recently, not to mention a decent amount of wind that's come through as well. Now, tomorrow in Augusta, Georgia, final round of the Masters, and we've got storms that come in around 2 o'clock, probably end sometime around 6. However, the Masters making adjustments to their schedule all because of the weather. So tomorrow, really pushing up the tee times. First group goes off at 7:30 in the morning. The final group goes off at 9:20. So many hours prior to when they normally would, all to try to beat the storms. If that final group goes off at 9:20, they'll probably end between, say, 12:30 and 1 o'clock, and that may be just before the storms get in there. So if you're a fan and you want to watch, make sure you set your DVR for morning hours and not the afternoon. All right, our severe weather coverage continues here when we come back. More with Dr. Forbes and the tornado threat through the evening. Another round of storms comes in next week. So who's a target for those? We're going to let you know and return you back to Vicksburg, Mississippi and Greenville, Mississippi, where strong storms are hitting right now and a potential tornado that's hitting Vicksburg. We're back after this.
With free cancellations, bookers book now and ask their boss later.
Do you want breakfast or no? Definitely breakfast.
Be a booker at Booking.com.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Makeup mode.
Done.
Ooh, remind me to update my profile pic.
Okay.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently. For psoriasis, 75% clearer skin is achievable with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. For psoriatic arthritis, Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ready to treat differently with a pill? Otezla. Show more of you.
Stouffer's lasagna with meat and sauce has 2 times the beef of the leading meat sauce lasagna. That's double the tender ground beef baked into every cheesy, mouth-watering bite. When it comes to irresistible taste, more is always more. Stouffer's.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
There's something you can't miss at Olive Garden. All new giant Italian classics starting at $12.99. 4 new specialties done up in a big way, like giant chicken parmigiana. All new giant Italian classics only for a limited time at Olive Garden.
I drive up, I bring people dish. I love it. Why? Because what I bring makes people go, whoa. Over 80,000 on-demand movies and shows. A voice remote that leaves them speechless. Live TV streamed instantly. And it's all getting us some pretty big awards, but my reward is that moment when I let them drive.
Wow. Ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Dish, tuned into you.
My mom loves to volunteer, but I worry because she recently had a fall. So I got her the new Lively Mobile from Great Call. It's a mobile medical alert device with fall detection. It's so reassuring knowing she can get help anywhere with just the press of a button.
In any unsafe or uncertain situation, you'll be immediately connected to a highly trained agent who can get you the help you need.
Purchase today and get the monthly service for just $19.99. Plus, the first month is free.
Who in life means the most to you? How do you protect her, or him, or them? With Haven Life, you get term life insurance that's actually simple. Our process is online. Our policy is backed by Mass Mutual, an industry leader. And our rate? Well, frankly, it's probably more affordable than you think.
Ready for peace of mind?
Text us now and get your real rate.
Join Liana Brackett.
And here we go.
Paul Goodlow.
If you like that, I got more on the way.
And Dr. Greg Postel. Weekend mornings starting at 9 on Weekend Recharge.
Currently in our area, 55 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, overcast, low 37. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And we continue to have a tornado warning in Mississippi. It's near Way, Mississippi, or near generally the Canton, Mississippi area. That's north of Jackson. That's this storm here, and it's moving 50 miles per hour to the northeast. It's had a history over a number of, probably a couple hours here, of producing some tornadoes, including down in the area of Vicksburg, Mississippi, and south and west of that. Right now, seems like maybe it is gusting out a little bit. You see this very kinked structure with this little notch here, the inflow coming in, and then the rain cooled gust front surging forward. The tornado would likely be in that little collision point, or the kink point right there. Coming toward Pickens, the lavender white core there could be some golf ball size or at least 1-inch hail with this. With a 50-mile-per-hour movement there, the tornado threat is pushed a little bit. It's near the Deasonville area, heading up toward Pickens and Newport, the Bolatusha and the Kosciuszko areas of Mississippi as it goes off toward the north and east. Here you can see the greens and blues. Here in the reds are the inflow. A lot of noise showing up on here with a very tight gust front of this, giving maybe some tiny little circulations on those. So you can never totally rule out a possibility of a tornado occurring, quick spin-ups along that kind of a gust front. But seems like the long-lived supercell tornado threat maybe has transitioned at the moment to a briefer tornado but damaging wind type of threat. Let's go now to Mike Bettison. We'll take a look at some damage video.
Yeah, so in Vicksburg, we believe we had a possible tornado touchdown. There are Charles P. capturing some images, and that's going to be on your left here. And on your right is that same street. This is Pemberton, okay? And this is a strip mall that was hit here. So this is a Kroger right here. This is the gas station, and that's what you're seeing here. And then we've got another, to the left, we have another, behind the gas station, another strip mall there, a little cluster of stores, and that's right in there, we believe, what was hit, okay? So you take a look at this area right here and the canopy of this gas station. We'll pause this video right here if we can. There you go. That is the Kroger fuel station in Vicksburg that's been hit. You can see how the canopy here has been damaged. There's the canopy of the gas station right there. So somewhere in here, it may have come right through the parking lot. Not necessarily reports from Charles of any damage to the Kroger itself, but this small little plaza right here, as well as this gas station, that's it right there. And you can see the debris that's on the ground here, parts of the canopy that have been torn off, and you can see how it's been ripped off here. You can see how this has the red on it here, just the front fascia of it there, and then it's got the amount that you're going to pay for gas. That's all been ripped off here, and you see just the support structure is exposed now. We can go ahead and roll that if you want, but some water has been an issue as well. Charles was talking about how much the parking lot has filled up with water, but this is kind of a low, flat area, right? There right there, by the way, we pause that if you want to. You can see the storefronts there. That's right here, okay? And so that area was hit, potentially, we believe, as well. Look at the damage there. Parts of the roof have been damaged. You can see some of the insulation is down here. Not to mention, Dr. Forbes, come on in here. We've got some windows that have been damaged. I think this is probably likely a tornado, don't you?
Yeah, I think so, but not a real strong one. Unless there's stronger damage than what we've seen here, I'm thinking probably 75 mile per hour or maybe even a little bit less would be what it would take to do much of this damage, which is certainly a fortunate thing. At times, there was some pretty strong strong rotation signatures with these storms.
Got some windows that have been busted out here, probably some pieces of debris that hit some of these vehicles here, and some pieces of debris down on the roadways here. So something has been picked up and lofted at some point.
Yeah, and certainly with the damage to the canopy of the awning here of the overhang of the gas station, all of that material that was up on top there has been blown off. And any of that, if you were caught outside in the tornado, could become deadly projectiles. So that's why we never want anybody outside in a tornado. We want you inside in a sturdy building away from windows, because of, even if you have a weaker side type tornado, this kind of sharp debris could be deadly.
We've got another piece of video from Charles that we want to show you this evening as well. He's been tracking, oh, look at all this debris in the streets here, Dr. Forbes. Hard to tell what some of this, let's pause that right there. Hard to tell exactly what some of this, we've got some shopping carts down here. And I'm not sure what that is behind the shopping cart, but you can see.
It might be an ATM or something. Is there some, it looked like some buttons on there, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is.
But you see all kinds of debris that's been thrown around here, unfortunately. And then just to your point here, be prepared for flying projectiles, and you don't want to be outside at all.
Yeah, and I couldn't quite tell what this feature was either when I took a look at that earlier.
Not sure if it's something that might be from the roof of the shopping plaza or not, but you can see how some of the windows from the shopping center there have been broken. What he mentioned was he didn't see any significant roof damage or pieces of roof that have been compromised, or walls that came down. So that was a good sign. But some of the damage that we're seeing just moments ago from our storm tracker, Charles Peak. We want you to stick with us, folks. We got a lot more to come here on the channel tonight. We're going to be back with Dr. Forbes. He's going to break down some of the warnings that we have for you, not to mention the risk that sticks around tomorrow. We'll show you where.
Spring is on, so it's time to get started. But first things first, call True Green for a healthy lawn, guaranteed. We'll do the dirty work, so you don't have to. Download the True Green app today and make lawn care easy.
They're America's biopharmaceutical researchers, pursuing life-changing cures in a country that fosters innovation. Here, they find breakthroughs, like a way to fight cancer by arming a patient's own T-cells. Because it's not just about the next breakthrough, it's all the ones after that.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
Today's Best Western? What does that mean?
With rewards points that never expire, you get free nights fast. Now stay 2 separate times and get a free night. Book now at bestwestern.com.
I can do more to lower my A1C.
Because my body can still make its own insulin.
And I take Trulicity once a week to activate my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Trulicity is not insulin. It starts acting in my body from the first dose and continues to work when I need it, 24/7.
Trulicity is an injection to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Don't use it as the first medicine to treat diabetes or if you have type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, you're allergic to Trulicity, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and decreased appetite. These can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I choose once weekly Trulicity to activate my within.
If you need help lowering your A1C, ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase Sensimist relieves all your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion, which most pills don't. And all from a gentle mist you can barely feel. Flonase Sensimist.
We're Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh, and you may know us from your very first sandwich. Your mammoth masterpiece, and whatever this was. Because we make our meat with the good of the deli and no artificial preservatives. Make every sandwich count with Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh.
All right, welcome back, everyone. How about some damage in Franklin, Texas? And from the air, you can see the extent of pieces of a home are in the street. You can see a definitive path of a tornado that came right across that intersection there, then right through this neighborhood. Look at the second stories of some of these homes that have been ripped apart. Maybe a mobile home that was struck there. You are not safe in a mobile home at all. You're not safe on the second story of your home either. This is why we often encourage you to get to the lowest level of your home, the ground floor, and take shelter there, if not underground in your basement or a storm shelter. But these are sky images now, drone images here out of Franklin, Texas, where we believe a tornado has touched down here. No reports of any injuries here in Franklin. Had some reports over in Ratcliffe that we had some injuries there. But ongoing threat continues tonight across Louisiana, in particular Mississippi tonight. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us here on the Weather Channel as we continue to follow the severe storms for you. I'm meteorologist Mike Bettis, along with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Dr. Forbes, for the next couple of hours, which areas in particular do you think need to be really paying close attention? Well,
we're going to have two rounds of storms coming across from one of them is in Louisiana. The other now is in Mississippi. So those two states are the states. In fact, you see here the leading line still has a storm with had a tornado warning just expiring, but there's two severe thunderstorm warnings there now near Jackson, Mississippi, and then another round that is having a lot of rain over in Louisiana. So let's take a look here near Canton, which is north of Jackson, Mississippi, Atala, Leake, and Madison counties, severe thunderstorm warnings. You see a backward C, a bow echo with this one, as well as some lavender core in there. So 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour or stronger winds surging across this area near Highway 51, I-55, south and east of Pickens, coming up Atala, Leake, and Madison counties. And then down into the areas just north of Jackson, the Hines and Madison counties now, the severe thunderstorm warning is expired, but there's a flash flood warning across that area, as well as additional flash flood warnings in many places, including up in Arkansas, Bradley, Calhoun, Cleveland counties with flash flood warnings. Look how much rain our estimates from radar indicating a number of places here in northern Louisiana with 6 to 7 inches of rain that have fallen. So even though the rain at the moment is moving out of some of these areas, there still are flash flood warnings for a number of parishes in Louisiana, Mike, because of how much has fallen and still small amounts at least yet to occur. So turn around, don't drown, as well as taking heed of the tornado warnings tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Forbes, thank you so much. Let's get you to Greenville, Mississippi right now. Our Kelly O'Hara is there. Kelly, you had one pretty intense line that came through, then a bit of a lull. We're waiting for another line to come through, and that should happen this evening.
Yeah, Mike, and you can see we actually have a line of storms coming in right now. The rain has just picked up in the last 2-3 minutes here, and we're hearing thunder and lightning again. You can no longer see the clouds up in the sky. All you can see is all this rain coming down. A big concern with these lines of storms, this line of severe weather, is the flooding. As you can see over there, that parking lot, it is completely flooded out. And since we are next to the Mississippi River here in the Mississippi Delta, when flooding is definitely an issue in these lower lying areas. So clearly the concern right now, the rain, the thunder and lightning. You can see just there we had some lightning yet again right there. Hail also a concern, large hail. Oh, there you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. So that's why we're kind of under the cover here as well. It's not that safe to be out driving around on these roads right now as we are under a tornado watch in this region. Earlier we caught up with the emergency management director. He talked a lot about the importance of being safe when storms like this come through, especially knowing where you're going to find shelter. Take a listen.
Stay indoors where you're safe, watch a movie, pop some popcorn, fry you some fish. Whatever you like to do, do it, but do it inside in a safe place.
I'd love to fry some fish right now, but clearly we are not leaving this area anytime soon. A lot of folks have come up to us and said, hey, I want to go to dinner. I want to go to this bar. We want to go get back on the road for our trip. And we're like, no, there's a reason why we're here, and it's to make sure people are safe, because this is a dangerous time right now out in this area of western Mississippi. And Mike, we're going to be here all night long monitoring the storms and bringing the very latest, of course, as it develops.
We appreciate that. Kelly O'Hara for us tonight in Greenville. Thank you so much, Kelly. We know that a lot of these storms aren't going to give up overnight tonight. They'll continue through much of the day tomorrow. The southeast then from Alabama to Georgia into the Carolinas ends up becoming a target. This is the area most likely to see severe weather tomorrow. Really, though, as far north as maybe Columbus, Ohio, down through Atlanta, the hot spot for severe weather tomorrow. But even Pennsylvania, New York, down through Florida could see some storms. So a lot of coverage of storms tomorrow. The setup is very similar to what we had today. A lot of moisture pulling out of the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic here, all ahead of that cold front. Strong low-level jet and mid-level jet as well. So even if you don't see tornadoes, really strong straight-line winds could be a factor for many of us as well. There's the storm line tomorrow as seen by the computer from the Ohio River all the way down to the Gulf Coast, a place like Chattanooga, Atlanta. You're getting hit the upstate of South Carolina, Charleston. 5 o'clock in the evening, it's Charlotte's turn. Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, West Virginia. We could be getting it again. Pittsburgh, a couple of rounds come for us, afternoon and then evening. How about 2 o'clock in the morning? Raleigh, Richmond, Baltimore. We're getting hit until eventually the entire storm system races out over the Atlantic. By the way, tomorrow at Augusta, storms in the afternoon, but they moved at tea times to the morning.
Dun, dun, dun.
Add fullness to lips with Juvederm Ultra XC. Tell your doctor if you have a history of scarring or are taking medicines that decrease the body's immune response or that can prolong bleeding. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. As with all fillers, there is a rare risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. Juvederm it.
You better. I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, ask your doctor if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
I had the common type.
Mine was rare.
Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I just found out about my hepatitis C.
I knew for years. Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
It was love at first slice. Pizza lovers everywhere meet Oh That's Good frozen pizza. 1/3 of our classic crust is made with cauliflower, but that's not stopping anyone. Oh That's Good.
Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
I don't keep track of regrets, and I don't add up the years. But what I do count on is Boost.
Delicious Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink has 20 grams of protein, along with 26 essential vitamins and minerals. Boost High Protein. Be up for life.
Lowe's knows you do laundry right. We do it right too with select Whirlpool washers with load and go dispensers that go up to 40 loads between refills, so you can pour it and ignore it. Now get up to 35% off select appliance special values. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Bringing my Giovanni Rana pasta to everyone in America wasn't so easy. So I made it easy for America to find me. In the refrigerated section, Giovanni Rana pasta. Share what's inside.
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a logo from Domino's, and this is the end of the commercial from Domino's.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the Weather Channel. We are live here in Greenville, Mississippi, the western part of the state, where we are getting hammered right now by some thunderstorms and some severe weather, and tornadoes are popping up in the region all over the place. As you can see, rain is coming down, flooding an issue in the county that we're in right now, along with rain, those severe storms, and we are under a tornado watch, and we will be under tornado watch for several hours now. Concern, obviously, as the sun sets and things go to dark, is will or could, something happen overnight, and that is clearly an area of concern. Emergency management telling folks to please make sure you have a safe place to stay, a safe place indoors, and try not to go out on the roads at all, because the weather, as you and I both know, it's very, very unpredictable. We've been here all day long, and we've had wind gusts, we've had thunder and lightning, we've had rain, we're seeing some flooding. We have not seen a tornado yet in this area of Washington County where we are, but again, we are under a tornado watch for the next couple of hours. So clearly some areas of concern here in western Mississippi as these line of storms are coming in right now over the Mississippi River. Mike?
All right, thank you very much, Kelly. We continue with Torcon of 7 this evening, meaning about a 70% chance we still see tornadoes. Dr. Forbes following it all for us, and as you look at the bigger picture here, Dr. Forbes, it's really evident on the satellite what's going on. Yeah, you want to talk about some high-top thunderstorms, we can show you using this colorized infrared satellite imagery where the high tops are. They're so high that they're over 50,000 feet tall here, with the lavender shade showing up. The other thing you can see is back in here, the spinning cold upper low, and out ahead of that, 2 rounds of thunderstorms, the lead round becoming the one with the highest tops right now. But there's one, there's the other, and you can see based on this where the storm's trend is going to go over the course of the next 12 hours. It's moving out of northeast Louisiana across Mississippi in 2 rounds, and then it will come overnight tonight into Alabama, and then tomorrow Georgia and up into the Carolinas. So that's the big picture of things. Right at the moment, no tornado warnings, 1 severe thunderstorm warning from storms that have been running pretty close to this red warm front. So that's the north edge of the real warm air, and there's a bit of an enhanced wind shift up in that area that occasionally have been giving us tornadoes. There you can see a storm with a bow echo blasting across this area north and east of Canton, north and east of the Jackson area, with damaging winds, Attala, Leake, and Madison counties. And also in that lavender could be some golf ball size or hails with those. Flash flood warnings in areas where several of these rounds have come through Vicksburg and over toward the areas north and west of Jackson. Some bow echoes in there, maybe still some strong wind gusts, Mike, but probably a little bit below the 58-mile-per-hour thresholds. But wouldn't be surprised if we get some branches or even some trees down in the Jackson area before too long. Oh, absolutely. And boy, and you just look at the intense rain. Boy, flooding could be a huge issue for us. I want to take you back to Franklin, Texas. We showed you some video just a moment ago, and we'll bring that back to you here. But I want to show you a radar recap of what happened here, because we believe a tornado touched down. So here we are. There's the couplet right there. This is 10:30 this morning, and watch where this goes. Here's Franklin. Watch where this goes. Just past Hearn. Mrs. Hearn, unfortunately, comes right over Franklin, Texas, and does some damage here before eventually pushing its way north and east. Sustains some strength there for a bit, but pretty definitive what's happening there, Dr. Forbes. Yeah, no doubt of what we call a tornado vortex signature, and then by tumbling debris that is tossed up by tornadoes, we can see that as well showing up here, Mike. All right, so you watch it right there. Right there's the two. You see a little dot in there, so it's stuff is being lofted into the air at this point by the tornado. Yeah, this broad red area is precipitation, but this is where, and the precipitation all falls sort of with the same orientation, but you get debris that's tumbling, and it gets a weaker signature that shows up in these green and blue holes like that. And you saw there when it came through Franklin briefly intensified, you saw some blues in there, which was likely some of these homes that have been hit. Can we stop the video right there? Or well, and you can see some of that debris that has fallen back down to the ground in many places here. Roof damage here. Some of these buildings where the second story is missing, unfortunately. Debris in the streets here. Yeah, this is probably going to be EF2 to EF3 type of damage showing up in that kind of location. Go ahead and roll the video a little bit more here. What else do you see here, Doctor? All right, let's pause it right there. Pause it here. There are buildings that are destroyed. They'll have to go on the ground and see exactly how well constructed these were, but I would think that this is going to be at least an EF3 type of damage. This too could be EF3 type of damage.
and here's another building that was probably, at least part of it, that was probably an industrial type building that looks like it is gone.
I also see some trees in there, power poles have been laid down. We continue, go ahead and roll that video a little bit more. I think we get some different perspective on some of these homes here, Dr. Forbes, but I mean, right there, stop that. What about this one right here?
Yeah, so here you're seeing the well-defined orientation of the room here. The entire roof is gone. Here, though, the wall is been knocked down. So, and here part of it hasn't been knocked down, but it's obviously been pushed laterally. And here the wall is gone. The upper floor, the roof is all gone. So this looks like it should be probably in the EF2, EF3 probably type of windscale rating.
Stop right there. Look at this one right here. And then I look at something like this. There might be damage that was thrown in this direction. What do you think?
Yeah, now if this was a very well-constructed type building, this is probably going to be in the EF3. It could be even up into the EF4 rating there. The building is pretty much gone. If it was a building that was bolted down to the foundation, that could get up into the EF4 type.
What's interesting, though, Dr. Forbes, is this building has some damage, but it's not destroyed. You know, I even see like a motor home still standing here. This home here does not look like it's taken much damage. I mean, can you have that intense of a vortex in such a narrow path?
Well, you could, and what might have happened here, sometimes tornadoes get suction vortices, multiple vortices within them that come up across there. So there could have been some of this swirling type of thing, and those multiple vortices are much more narrow than the overall tornado. So this could have been a kind of thing that had a weak, broad tornado, but then the tighter, stronger suction vortices within it.
We see that oftentimes where one home, people will say this all the time, my home was destroyed, but my neighbor's home is basically untouched. Go ahead and roll it a little bit more. We'll see what else we see here. But power poles that are down, see some roof damage up here. Look at that right there.
Yeah,
amazing.
There's your total destruction of the building.
Car overturned.
Yeah, wow.
Really amazing stuff here. We've got some tornado warnings this evening. Want to keep you abreast of, and we're going to give you more details throughout the evening. You can see a tornado warning here, Atala and Holmes counties here. This is going to be just outside of the Pickens area, now just to the east of I-55. Pretty good hail core within that as well. A little bit of rotation on the radar.
Yeah, that's a storm we showed you just a few moments ago that's now gone tornado.
Who knew?
Yeah. So you're with the UPS store?
Yes. In fact, we printed these right here.
Oh, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, faxing, notarizing, shredding, mailboxing, copying, taping, binding, consulting, designing, returning, storing, grading. Oh, and of course, shipping.
So you're into shipping?
We also do printing, packing, faxing.
Come into the UPS store today for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis, little things can be a big deal. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ready to treat differently with a pill? Otezla. Show more of you.
With worsening weather patterns, an aging vulnerable power grid, and the growing risk of cyber terrorism, power outages are a part of life now. That can be stressful because we depend on power more than ever. When the power goes out, we lose everything. We can't even charge our smartphones. Now more than ever, you need a Generac automatic home standby generator. With Generac, power stays on in your house, even if you're not at home. Generac's automatic home standby generators start at just $19.99. Special financing is available with affordable monthly payments. Plus, with the Generac mobile link, you can check on your generator anytime. Call or go online to schedule your free in-home assessment. And if you act right now, you'll receive our 7-year extended limited warranty, a $695 value, absolutely free. Control your power and control your life with a Generac.
Stream your news just like everything else you love with Local Now. It's completely free and ready to go when and where you are. Local Now. Find it in your favorite app store.
I can't believe it.
That there's a lobster in our hot tub?
Oh, you guys. There's a jet. Oh, I needed this. No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on our car insurance with Geico. We could have been doing this a long time ago. So you guys stay at the hotel? Yeah, we just got married. Oh, congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm afraid of commitment. You know, I'm being boiled alive.
Oh, shoot.
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
That guy's the worst.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, overcast, low 37. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 61. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy, low 43. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for watching us here on the Weather Channel as we follow severe weather for you here in the lab with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. A really intense evening of storms. We've had a handful of tornadoes that have touched down. Do you expect we'll see more tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. We still have the whole evening to go for Mississippi and then the wee hours of the morning for Alabama. And tornadoes certainly a possibility that continue through the night. Right now, close to this warm front, it's giving a little extra rotation. Tornado that has been sighted over Goodman, Mississippi. It's moving a little bit more slowly than some of the previous. This is going probably about 20 miles per hour. Atala and Holmes counties, I think it's probably going to move a little bit more, though, to the north and east and maybe a little bit quicker toward the Kosciuszko area. I always have trouble pronouncing that community, sorry. But to me, the threat has gone now north and east of Goodman toward the Sala School area and the Possum Neck area of Mississippi. The circulation of this is not as strong as some that we've been seeing. Here is Goodman. I think probably it may have taken a bit of a jog to the right with one circulation here, but there's also another in here. So this may be one where the storm is splitting with a circulation on the left side and the right side, one of them going toward Durant and the other over toward that area south of Sala. So we'll continue to monitor this, Mike. A complex situation with damaging winds and hail also likely with this storm.
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you. Hey, if you can hop over here, Dr. Forbes, come on over to the monitor. We got some new video I want you to see, and this is some aerial video that we're getting now out of Vicksburg. We believe that and go ahead, pause it right there if we can. This is some drone video. This is the canopy of a gas station at a Kroger that was hit. You see some debris that's down here in the parking lot. Not exactly sure what some of that is, but we think, and we've seen the ground video of this, Dr. Forbes. Now we're getting the aerial view. We believe a tornado touched down here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And lots of debris. This is probably part of some sign that has come off. This is obviously a big part of the overhang that has come flying down here. So yeah, lots of debris in this parking lot.
I know there's like an air conditioning unit or something that may have come off the roof of this shopping center here or something. We'll go ahead and roll it a little bit more.
And the sign, part of this sign is totally blown off. So yeah, it does look like there may have been AC thing. Yeah, this might have been air conditioning units here that came off.
Good eye, Dr. Forbes. And a lot of the cars in this parking lot sustained some damage where they had damage to their roofs or windows that were busted out. Not to mention some low-lying areas in this parking lot that filled up with some water. We had some flooding, as Charles had mentioned. Charles Peak is the storm tracker that's bringing us these images.
Yeah, so
I'm wondering there, it might be right there, was those air conditioning units maybe from, and then there's the pieces of signs and stuff, things that just don't look like they belong, right?
That's exactly right, and you would expect that there's going to be dings and so on to the vehicles that were in the parking lot from all of this flying debris. Hopefully no humans out in the parking lot that got hit by any of that debris.
How susceptible are gas station canopies like this?
Yeah, these are very, very vulnerable. They're just basically cosmetic type of construction to much of that, and so I would think that the winds to do that would be 75 mile per hour or less.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and continue with this from the ground. There's the canopy, by the way, and as you were mentioning, this is all kind of cosmetic, the stuff that's on the front here, so it can easily fly off. But there have been some areas of from the Kroger shopping plaza behind there to another plaza off to the left that we saw that had some damage. Some windows had been blown in, some doors that had been knocked off, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was the area there that had some more significant window damage, and there's the tornado right there.
Yeah, and there were two of them. One of them came into the west side of Vicksburg, and then there was another that came in behind that. So it probably was this latter circulation that was probably the one that caused the damage there at the strip mall.
It doesn't seem like you've had anything that's lasted a particularly long time, whether it be in Texas or Louisiana or in Mississippi. It seems like a lot of the touchdowns we've had today have been fairly brief. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, I think there's so much rain with these storms that they're getting quickly rain wrapped, and the rain is to some extent evaporating, and the winds are so strong that the storms want to go into a line mode, a bow echo mode. So
is that what ends up happening at the end there?
Yeah, that really is. We're sort of getting the storm with a lot of rain cooled air surging out, and we get this kind of a gust front type structure, which sometimes can have a tornado up on the north side of that. That's the kind of a situation that we have with our current tornado warning.
And when we get some of these bow echoes that happen, how intense can the winds be in those bow echoes?
Well, the bow echoes certainly can be 75. Occasionally, they can be even stronger than that. Now, today, I think we didn't have too much dry air to evaporate, so we're probably not going to get 100 mile per hour, but once in a while, you'll get 100 mile per hour winds.
Still dealing with severe thunderstorm warnings once we come past Yazoo City here. And what do you see on the radar here? I see a lot of noise in there. What do you see?
Well, the tornado warning, this storm earlier had a tornado warning, but the tornado circulations weren't real strong. What I see right in here are some pretty strong winds that are showing up, and so that's part of the prevailing fast wind in the low-level jet that can lead us to damaging wind gusts. And here, another one of these lines of thunderstorms that are gusting out. Damaging winds probably becoming an increasing threat overnight tonight, with still the chance of tornadoes. And this storm here has had the biggest return on radar, the biggest indication of hail size that I've seen this afternoon and evening.
See it right in there. When you see that flash of white in there, generally indicates you've got some pretty large hail, and that may be coming to you here. So just heads up east of I-55. Not to mention, we're getting some really heavy rain, and flooding will be an ongoing issue through the night. Why don't you stay with us? More coverage with the best in the business, Dr. Forbes, and we come back here on the Weather Channel.
How well does your financial advisor know you? If they saw you on the